gonna take on the world. We're gonna take on the world.
All right, guys, we're back at it again. A new year. Third Eye Truth Theorem podcast, back at you again. Episode 143. This is January 5th, 2026. Got that right, didn't it?
Good job.
And I am James Gill, your host. This is Joe Hill, the co-host. Of course, Pointers Wine. And we have a special guest on tonight. Our next guest is the owner of Nola Roux, a Cajun restaurant in St. Joseph, Michigan. Guys, I want you to please welcome our friend and yours. We got Pedro Villasenor. That's that right?
Yep.
Senor? All right, guys.
Good job, James.
Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me on, guys.
Good job.
And
So, I'm kind of shocked that it is the new year. Look at your first show for the
your
new
first show
year.
of the new year, yeah.
First show of the new year. You're
Yeah,
starting
right.
off the new year with a
I would
bang.
say, yeah, you're kicking it off, right?
Yeah, that's right. That's what I was thinking. Hell yeah. You know, it was my daughter's birthday yesterday.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, she's 21 now. Isn't she?
Yeah.
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 Time's getting old now.
Kiss my ass.
Next thing you know, you'd be a grandpa.
Oh, never. She doesn't want kids.
Oh, never
No.
know, man. You
No,
never know.
she's got a 5-year plan. She doesn't want kids. She doesn't want nothing like that. She
Okay.
said, screw that.
All right.
She'd rather have pets and animals.
Really?
Yeah. She wants a cat and she's allergic to cats.
That makes no sense.
That's what I said too.
Let's carry on. Well, happy birthday to your daughter, man.
Yep. Yeah,
Happy
thank
birthday.
you. So let's see. How do I want to start this new year off? Oh, screw it. I'll just do the same thing I always do. So tell people where you came from, who you are, what high school you went to, college, all the nitty gritty, so people know
Okay.
who you are.
Better yet, the origin story.
The origin story.
Yes.
Of Nola Roux.
You get down to the
Um,
business.
But
I'm originally from Chicago. We've been here for my family and I, my wife and I, since 2013, so about 12 years. I worked in a lot of retail sales and as a sales rep in Chicago. Growing up, my family owned a Mexican restaurant, so that's kind of how I was first introduced to the restaurant business. It was a Mexican restaurant on the south side of Chicago. So throughout my teen years, that was kind of part of my responsibility was to work there. Talk to the customers and stuff like that. Kind of got my first taste of the business then, and then my family sold the restaurant, and then kind of went on my own. But I was always kind of in the back of my head that it was something I wanted to pursue.
so coming from a background of restaurant already, do they still own the restaurant business over there?
No, they sold it. I think we owned it for about 6 years. I was early 20s when they sold. It was just my parents separated, and it was just kind of like the business kind of dissolved that way.
Yeah.
I actually offered to buy it from my dad, and I don't think he had the confidence in me at the time.
Oh, really?
So maybe this is me trying to prove to him, right, that I could have done it. I could have done
See
it.
that? I could do it.
I saw there was potential. It was
Yeah.
a good restaurant. It just didn't work out. And so I just kind of worked corporate, gigs and stuff like that. But I always kind of knew that at some point I would be an entrepreneur. My dad immigrated here in the 70s. We're from Michoacan, Mexico. And he had limited English skills,
Oh,
right?
I believe it, yeah.
But he ran a successful business. He was able to run a business, and so for me, that was an example, right? Of someone pursues their goals, they can accomplish them.
Oh,
Right?
definitely.
And so I felt if my dad can do it, there's no way I can't do it, or at least attempt to do it, to be an entrepreneur.
So when you're growing up and then you were in high school, still working probably at restaurants, most
Mhm.
likely, as you said, growing up, did you always want to own a restaurant, or were you thinking this is not my trade, Dad? I want to do something different.
I was all in. I was all in because we were the business was making money, and I had visions that we're going to open up 2 and 3 and 4.
Nice.
You know,
There you go. Yeah. Huh?
On both my mom and my dad's side, there's an entrepreneurial spirit on both their sides. Like a lot of my aunts and uncles, both in Mexico and here, are business owners, and so I've got those examples, and so as well, and so I felt that was down the line. That was something I was going to pursue, and it was in my future, right?
Yeah.
And I just had to figure out what it was, and we'll go back to Nola Roux because of that, right?
Oh, definitely. Oh, definitely.
So, coming from there, now your family business has a little bit did close, and when did you start moving to St. Joe from Chicago?
So I worked in Chicago. My wife and I met in Chicago. She got an opportunity here at Lakeland to work at the hospital here.
Okay.
She's a perfusionist. It's sort of like a special technical skill, and she had to get experience outside of Chicago because it's like a special like.
That's kind of cool, though.
So she got offered a position here, and so we moved here in 2013. At that time, I was working as a regional salesman out of Chicago, so I still kind of had a job, and I would travel back and forth around the Midwest. And my son was born, and I got tired of the traveling lifestyle. It sounds. I know it sounds glamorous.
Suck. Yeah, it does suck,
but it gets old pretty quick.
Oh,
And I did that for about 4 years, and it was just my wife and my son here. And I said, I gotta start establishing some roots. We had been in the community for 4 years, but we knew nobody, other than just some coworkers. For my wife, for myself, I would play at the Y, basketball at the Y, so I knew a few people there. But I'm like, we're in this community. It's a great community, but we don't really know anybody here. We don't have really.
Yeah, that was my next question for you. How was the change from Chicago, definitely a bigger spot, to a smaller area like St. Joseph, Michigan?
Well, growing up, I always said I would never leave Chicago. I was like, I'm a South Side Chicago kid. I went to all the raves downtown, and had a lot of friends, and all the, the nightlife, the scene, and all
you went
that.
to Excalibur, didn't you?
Oh yeah. So
it's kind of sad. I know this.
so it was like I will never. My mom. I was talking to my sister about this over the Christmas holidays. My mom had asked if we wanted to move out to like Iowa, the Quad Cities, when the separation happened between her and my dad. And I was like, absolutely no. Yeah. We've got some family out that way.
The hell's in Iowa?
There's not much going on.
Yeah, a lot of corn. I know that much.
And so I was like, I'm never leaving Chicago. Like I remember making that bold statement, right? And then we moved here, and I was like, why wouldn't we want to live here? Like, it's such a great, right. And that's the other thing, right? So it's a great community, like, great work-life balance, right? And obviously cost of living. So
definitely.
There's a lot of attractive things, right, about living here. And so we just decided we'd live here, and I told her I'll figure it out. I'm a salesman. I'm bilingual. I'm sure I could find a job. You'd worry about, your profession. She went to school. She had a ton of, debt, and I was like, let's take care of that. I'll figure it out on my end. And
wow, you're a awfully nice guy. Look at that.
So we ended up.
He takes care. He's a problem solver.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
So so then we moved here in 2013, and then it was finding an opportunity. What can we do next, or what's out there for us?
That's amazing kind of story.
Yeah, and the move, you like the area. I mean, it's beautiful during the summer. You get the lake, and you could actually go to the beach.
That's right. Yeah.
I don't know, just the small town area it has a lot to offer.
Absolutely.
So
picturesque.
Yeah, exactly.
Wineries, breweries,
all kinds of stuff. And Joe's been you born and raised here, of course, yeah.
Right.
So, and he can tell you himself he would never leave this place.
I want to, but I can't. I physically can't. I don't know why. I try to. I have opportunities all the time. When I went to college, I went got married, I'm thinking, I looked at her before the divorce. I said, do we want to move? We can move. We like other places. We've been traveling. No, our family's here. All right, whatever. But I would love to move if I could.
Your son loves the area. He has is he in
Yeah.
school?
He's
or is he
8.
still
My son is 8. My daughter's 4. So
Yeah.
they're just kind of starting the whole school
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, 8 years old is the best age to do it in. 4-year-old, you're still at home playing with stuff. 8-year-old, you're
Like
second
getting out
grade.
there and meeting people.
Yeah, second grade.
Second grade,
meeting
yeah,
people, and
Yeah,
gaining
Meeting
friends,
friends, yeah.
friends and stuff like that.
especially in the area. That was always a fun part. The sad thing is for me since I work at Ace, and people come in. This guy that's not even from the area. He was actually born and raised somewhere else, and he transported like you did. He looks at me. How do you know everybody, dude? I was born here. I don't know why.
Same.
And my friends come over, like,
Yeah.
and we go to all these places, and you know everybody here. Like, well, we all know each other.
Yeah, I mean, I go
It's
anywhere. I can't go anywhere, especially with us together. Someone not knowing him, I don't know them, but then they know me, and they said, "Who was that?" I said, "I don't know. I can't remember their name."
And
Go ahead.
how long have you?
Since I was born.
Okay.
Yeah, I grew up in Benton Harbor, but I moved to St. Joe in my 20s, in and out.
Yeah,
And so I've been here for a long time. I'm 50, almost 53 now. So I just it's
you're gonna be 54.
3.
Oh, you're gonna be 53.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. What are you trying to call?
I thought you were gonna be 54.
But I've been here for quite a while. So, but I did move to Houston and lived there for a couple of years, but I came back, and this is a place. Yeah, this is a place for me. I don't know. It's the right everything. You know what I mean? As far as being the climate, the season changing, and things of that nature. So I love it.
I like the season change too.
Yeah.
There's some people that
it's just changing.
Man, don't get me wrong. I would love to live somewhere else, but going to live in a big city is I don't know. It's a override in my circuitry or my sensors are override. I mean, it's
anxiety
overwhelmed.
level certainly goes up a little
You know
bit.
what I mean? Just
for myself as well.
Yeah.
Even having come from there, going back, you're a little bit more. You try to be a little bit more aware of your surroundings.
Exactly.
Like you're constantly just kind of like you gotta. And it's not saying that something bad's always going to happen. There's just a lot of movement. There's a lot of movement, so you just kind of have to be a little more vigilant.
I have to ask this question because you do come from a team that has 2 baseball teams in it. A city. Cubs or White Sox?
White Sox.
He's from the South Side.
I know. He could be. He could.
It could be. I have a lot of friends.
He could have been the Cubs.
Cubs.
That's why they have 2 in that town. I was kind of curious.
Some family members are Cubs fans.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, I'm sorry for you. It's still
No, they won a World Series in this.
Yeah, we're clinging on to that.
Yeah. Just like the Bears cling on the '85 Bears.
That's right.
Okay,
I'm a little more promising now this year.
Yeah. I'm happy about that.
Yeah, it could be the last year as a Chicago Bear.
What's that?
It could be the last time of it being ever a Chicago.
No,
Bear.
they don't, dude. I think there's a leverage that they're trying to use to get them to get what they want.
What,
Right.
When they
To get
move,
what they want.
Yeah, I don't think
They don't want to move to Gary, or Indiana. They don't want to do that. They want to keep
it's
it
on the
Illinois.
border of Indiana and Illinois.
Nobody wants
I
to
love
do
how
that.
they're saying they're moving to
Even
Indiana.
though for the Bears fan like me, that's Michigan's a shorter distance to go to.
Right.
But they don't want to move out of Illinois.
Chicago fans are gonna riot. That would be pissed. That's all I know. I can't wait for the day ever do break ground. All the Chicago people, everybody's gonna be just picketing,
They say
rioting.
they have the site for it, but
Yeah, they
I
do.
don't know. I don't know, man.
I just think it's insane. But
We'll see. We'll see.
so, with your family moved here, and you're going back and forth between the job. How long did you have that job where you're going back and forth until you realized I need to find something more local?
So 2018, so it's 5 years.
So 5 years.
Yeah.
So what made you decide I need to go back to the restaurant business?
So it was a few things that kind of came together. One was that entrepreneurial myself kept talking to me about it, right? So that voice would wasn't quieting down, right? It was only getting louder as I got older. And I obviously would, part of my job was to talk to a lot of other business owners as I was promoting the products that I was selling. And so I would always ask, people like, hey, like, how did you do it? When did you decide you wanted to do it? And finally, I spoke to a wise older gentleman out in Elkhart who had several businesses. He had some grocery stores and restaurants. And I said, man, how did you do it? He's like, well, it's a lot of perseverance, and hard work. And I said, what advice do you give me, an aspiring, entrepreneur? He said, if you're going to do it, he's like, do it now. He's like, because you're young enough to withstand all the trials and tribulations you're going to go through, right? And you're going to need it. And he's like, and once you get old like I am, and I don't know, he was maybe in his early 60s, whatever. He's like, you're gonna lose your strength and you're gonna lose that ambition. He's like, and you're not gonna want to do anymore. He's like, I could have done much more. He's like, but I'm not gonna do much more. It's like, so if my advice would just be to do it now while you're young. And so that kind of lit a fire under me a little bit more to be like, man, he's right. Like, I've been thinking about this for decades, right? I got to do it. So what's it going to be? It was easier for me to gravitate towards kind of what was a little more familiar with me, which was the restaurant business. But I was looking for just an opportunity, right? I listened to a lot of like sales books, like personal development, like as I was growing kind of my salesmanship, right? My profession. I would listen to a lot of that. And so I knew that I had some of the skills necessary. I knew I had some of the skills in management because that's kind of what I did. I managed a bunch of accounts, and I knew I had some basic, math skills, and I knew what profit and loss was. I knew how to balance a book, like I knew how to talk to distributors because I came from a distributor, so I knew how to source products. I'm like, I kind of got a lot of the pieces, right? And so I just kind of gravitated toward, I think I got to do, and I want to open up a restaurant. So I was just kind of looking around, and I live right on Cleveland. I told you that I live over by Martin's. There used to be, well, there is now. There used to be a pizza place over there called Passero's Pizza.
Oh, yeah.
Right, next to the Family Video.
Who was that? Marco.
So
Mario.
So I live right around there. And I was like, that would be a great spot for a restaurant. I always kind of told myself, it's got all the traffic coming in and out of Martin's, like straight visual, all the people coming and get the videos. This is still videos.
Yeah.
For a while, right?
Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, it used to be
they were there till like
for a long
Family
time.
Video.
Family Video.
Was
I want to say
last one they closed.
The Dollar General was maybe like 4 years old.
Yeah,
so
it's not even that old.
2021, there was probably still videos you could rent.
Yeah.
So then Passero's closes, and then the barbecue place goes in there, and I was like, oh, I missed my opportunity. Like I wasn't
Didn't jump on it.
for it. And then shortly after, the barbecue place closes, and I was like, man, what happened there? So
what barbecue place was there?
I forgot what the name of it was. I forgot what it was. It was like a last name, something barbecue. I know who the guy is, but I'm not gonna say who he is. It was.
I forgot where there was a barbecue place in there.
It was like 9 months. He was there for like 9 months.
That's short lived then.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I see him put the going out of business sign on the door.
Yeah.
I feel like I saw him put it up, but it might have been. I always looked at the place, and then one day I look and it's there, right? And then I see somebody in there. So I'm like, I told my wife, I said, let me go ask this guy, like, what happened? And she's like, why? I was like, I just want to see like what happened. Was the rent too high? Is there not enough foot traffic? Like, why was he not successful? Right. And so I kind of, I go and I talk to the guy, and he just tells me he wanted to retire. It was nothing financial.
Yeah.
He just kind of wanted to walk away. And so the opportunity was like, well, there's a spot there. And I actually ended up opening a restaurant there, which is now Reba's Taqueria. So,
That's right.
Yeah. So what happens was I'm still working at my job and I see an opportunity to open the thing that I wanted to open, right? And so I said, wow, I gotta do this, right? And I kind of talked my wife into it. She's like, we're not ready. You still have your job. You can't just quit. So
You're still doing both then.
I was doing both.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember talking to you,
partnered
actually.
with a friend of mine who's out of East Chicago, and a lot of people obviously know her. That's got the restaurant has a huge following, got a lot of customers. So we partnered, and it was very successful, and it was very stressful for me. It was very stressful for her because I couldn't be there full time because I still had my job, and so it made the most sense was for her to find another partner that would be able to help her kind of run the business. And so I ended up selling my half, and it kind of just walked away, but I kind of left a taste in my mouth, right? And I was like, okay, now I've kind of opened the business, right?
That was
And
around
I was 2016.
yeah.
2016, yeah.
Excuse me, yeah. I remember that. It was Mexican food too.
Yeah.
Yep.
So then
It was good Mexican.
so then I said, hey, I'm gonna put this money aside, and I'm gonna start something else. And I sort of promised my partner that I wouldn't compete with her, with them. And I said, I'm gonna open something up, and I'm not gonna compete. And
I was wondering that.
it just we didn't sign anything. It was just
verbal, yeah.
it was just kind of was it politeness, right?
Yeah,
and
yeah.
It is
proper
a polite
ethics,
thing to do,
right?
yeah.
To just be like, I'm not gonna.
Like, 'cause you got a lot of cutthroats out there that would do something, that say
Oh, yeah.
something, then totally do the opposite of what they
Right.
said, and go behind their back and
James, I'm leaving to start my own podcast.
I'll burn
Taking-
that place down.
Taking out
I'm taking my
guest-
clientele
Gotta
with
edit
me.
this part. I'll burn that fucker down. First time I edited it live.
I'm starting my own podcast. The real shit.
So we'll get to Nola Roux, right? I'd gone to New Orleans in my early 20s.
Hey, so
By happenstance. What is the name of what's the word? Happenstance? Anyways.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
So a friend of mine, I remember I was working and a friend of mine calls me up and says, hey, I've got a hotel room down in New Orleans. We should go down for Mardi Gras.
Ooh.
It was like maybe like the Wednesday or the Thursday before, like Fat Tuesday,
Yeah.
the big
Yeah.
Fat
before,
Tuesday.
yeah. That's time to go.
He's like, I had some friends. He's an older guy. He was an acquaintance, but a friend of ours. And he said people I was going with backed out, so I got this room, but we should go. And so convinced me and another friend of mine, good friend of mine, to go down there with him. This was before, cell phones or the digitized cell phones with the guidance. We had a basic roadmap, and so we drive down there.
Old days. Oh man.
And then we're driving around. I was like, well, where's this hotel at? And he's like, oh, it's got to be around here somewhere. And wouldn't you know it, he had no hotel room. He was just kind of
He was bullshitting you.
He just wanted to get people down there, right?
Gotcha.
And so he kept like, I think it's around here. I think it's around here, until we finally like, hey man, where's this? He's like,
We ran out of gas and we ran out.
So he assumed we were just gonna drive down there and then kind of, walk into a hotel room or
During Fat Tuesday.
Yeah, that's right. During Fat Tuesday.
Oh man.
You're
So-
insane.
Yeah,
That's
that's exactly what it was.
You're sleeping in your car.
We ended up driving back to Baton Rouge, which is like 40
Yeah.
minutes outside of New Orleans, to find a hotel. It was a Shoney's Inn, Shoney's is a restaurant.
Yeah.
And they
At
had
hotels.
hotels by the highway, like above the restaurant, like one of these, like a motel. And that's the only place we kept driving back, like, okay, try here. We're gonna drive further back out. And so needless to say, we had a great experience. For me, it was a very memorable experience because I had never experienced anything like that. I had been to Mexico and kind of experienced that culture and those, traditions and stuff like that. And same like big city like Chicago, but
Yeah.
New Orleans was something completely different, and it's hard to explain. If you've never
I've been
been there,
there,
it's
yeah.
hard to explain to
I've been
people
there.
like kind of what that is. And this was okay. I'm 46. So this was 1999, I think it was. This was
Oh,
like
you were on the
way-
same time I almost did. Yeah.
I mean, it was a party, and early 20s. So you got the stamina to just
Yeah,
keep
keep
going
going,
and
yeah.
I was
drinking and
98.
staying up, and
I was 98 when I went.
yeah. So it just left a lasting impression on me, and I never forgot it. And so
Oh, no, you don't.
subsequently, I kept looking kind of for the food. In Chicago, there's a few spots. There was Heaven on Seven.
Wait a minute. You were looking for food one down in Mardi Gras?
No, I'm
No,
saying
that
like
was-
after
after you came back,
I had the
okay.
experience, I
Oh,
was like,
yeah.
okay, what's this Cajun food, right?
Yeah.
And so then I started kind of looking. There was a few spots around Chicago that catered. There was a redfish restaurant too, which is an New Orleans staple that was in Chicago for a few years, and so that kind of opened to me like a whole different like culinary like.
I was wondering where
World, right?
you're gonna go with that, with the whole.
Oh,
yeah.
yes.
Yeah. That's
So
what,
so it
yeah.
opened it for me, and I was like, okay, I like this, and every time I ate it, it brought back those experiences, right, and those memories
Yeah.
and stuff like that. So for me, that's
eat a
kind
lot.
of the feeling that I got. And so as I traveled with this company, that was my thing. If I got to Cleveland, oh, let's see what Cleveland's got as far as Cajun food, right?
Yeah.
Cincinnati, okay, what you got? They've got a lot of good stuff down there.
Yeah.
And so I was just always looking for like favorite Cajun spot, favorite this and that. And I thought to myself, man, if I'm looking for Cajun food, maybe other people looking for Cajun food, right?
Yeah.
I agree.
I like that.
Yeah, I love Cajun food, man.
I came across this concept in Indianapolis called Yacht. I talked them up because they made it a little bit more, for me, more possible, more an opportunity that was a little more tangible, because they had, I think to this day, I think they have about 12 locations in and around Indianapolis. And
What's it called?
Yachts, YATZ. And a yacht, there's a specific meaning to what a yacht is. I think it's like where a yacht or something like that, right?
Yeah.
And they were doing, your staples, jambalaya, red beans, gumbo, etouffees, quick service, right?
Yeah.
And so I was like, wow, I really like this concept. It's quick service. It's a great price point. It's got great character. I think this has an opportunity. If there's 12 in and around Indianapolis,
Yeah.
in a mid-size
Yeah, there's 4.
city per se, based on kind of like national city sizes, right? In the Midwest, I think there's got to be an audience for it, right? Or there's got to be a following for it. So I kind of studied them a little bit, what their origins
heard of
were, and I approached the owner about franchising. I said, hey, maybe I could take this, maybe take this concept to Chicago. There's nothing like it in Chicago. And so they were hesitant, not knowing me or anything like that, about kind of
Right.
allowing. They didn't. I guess I just what I should say. They didn't franchise publicly. They would do it amongst their circle of
Yeah,
friends
yeah.
or family members, or it was a privately owned business, right? So I said, well, if there's no opportunity there, then maybe I should just come up with my own, and so I kind of set out to kind of do that on my own. I said, I'm gonna see if I can do this on my
Yeah.
own, right? And I think there's an
Yeah.
opportunity there.
Oh, they're in Ohio too.
I think there's one in Nashville.
Nope, just Ohio
No.
and Indiana.
So I set out, I think this maybe was 2 or 3 years before, but I don't know, I set out to like really try to like figure out what would be best to put on the menu, started collecting recipes. I had a buddy who's out of Chicago who's gonna help kind of put it all together.
All together, yeah.
And I had been looking at the spot where we're at now. We're at 2809 Niles Avenue, the old Caposios for
Yeah.
Yeah.
people
Yeah.
like yourselves that have been here for a long
Yeah.
time. Yeah, I always just say the old Caposios and like, oh, okay, I
I'm,
know
the
what it's
older-
at.
I'm the youngest one here, people.
There you are.
Wait, how old are
Yeah,
you?
I'm 46.
Yeah.
You'll be 46 in next
Okay.
month.
Shut up. No one asked. No one asked that question.
Getting older. Getting older.
No one
Nothing
asked
wrong
that
with it.
question.
You're good. You're good.
I'm still 45 at heart. Yeah, the old Coposios. Actually, it used to be the old. No, it was the old Coposios because it used to be Samson Air Cleaners next to it. So yeah.
Yeah, the cleaners,
yeah.
was next to it. And so then, so there was a few things about that location. One was a small size, so it wasn't a like huge liability. I'm like, maybe this thing doesn't work, right? I mean, so I gotta limit my risk, right? So, the thinking or the one of the rules, or what I learned at the time when I was doing my research is you don't want to be away from other restaurants. You want to be where other restaurants are,
yeah.
right? Because then people are congregating there. They're looking for food. So you're in the vicinity of where people are looking
That's a
at
perfect
you, right?
location too, right there.
So, right. So a lot of visibility, right?
Yeah.
High traffic,
Yeah.
I thought, and it was a low entry for me. It wasn't, it wasn't super expensive, And so I had to convince the owner to let me put a restaurant there. He's like, "Oh, restaurants, I don't think they'll do well here. We're looking for somebody more like an office, or some sort of like clinic or some office space." And luckily, I'd done my due diligence and I had a business plan. Like I had a business plan because I'm like, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this right. And again, I prepared for a few years, so I had the logo, I had the business plan all written out. I had kind of figured out kind of what the traffic was like, and so I had all that kind of in there, like, oh, based on this is what we're expecting to sell, how much I need for, how much sales I
Wow.
need daily and monthly, weekly to cover my expenses here as I anticipate my bills are going to
Yeah.
be. What's my break even point? Like I figured all this stuff out, and that was one thing I knew. If I was gonna like dive into this, I wanted to be prepared. Like I wanted to give myself the least of the least opportunity to fail, I guess is right.
Yeah.
Make a
So-
slim chance for you to fail.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
perfect.
And so I convinced them. They said, "All right, well, we'll let you, take over." I didn't have any experience, as a business owner other than the few stints I had, but nothing like real concrete. So
Well,
they gave me a
that
chance.
comes along with that salesman mentality.
Yeah,
that you
that's
had
right,
going in there.
probably.
You had a plan.
That's right.
This is where I'm gonna pitch to you.
Right.
And if this doesn't work, nothing else will.
Right.
That's a great strategy, man. You just had a plan and you had it all
And
written
that's what
out.
I tell a lot of people. Ask me like, "Hey, I'm interested in like starting a business." Like, "All right, what's the business?" They're like, "Oh, here's the business." I was like, "Okay, what do you know about this business?" "Oh, I just know that I think it's a good idea." I'm like, "Why is it a good idea?" So you just kind of like you walk yourself back from there, and then you start figuring out like you need to know what your toothpicks are going to cost. You need to know what your straws are going to cost. You need to know what the foaming hand soap is going to cost you. Like everything. And I'm like,
yeah.
have all that written out. And if you can go through that exercise of doing all of that, like visualizing the business, how many people are going to walk in, what they're going to buy, what it's going to cost when they walk in, you need to know all that. If you can put yourself through that exercise, and it's a grueling exercise because you're not going to get anything in return other than all the work you can put in, then you're going to be prepared because that's what you're going to have to do on an everyday basis after that. But if you already come in with that, at least you're one step ahead. You try to say, if you open your doors and you haven't even gotten that far, then now you're backpedaling, and
Is that how you sold that guy?
probably,
And look at it, it worked, man.
and
Because he had his mind set on
Right.
the office space,
yeah,
and you came in with a business plan
right,
in mind and written out
Right.
for him to see that you were serious about this.
yeah.
Oh.
So I told my company that I was considering this opportunity, or that this was kind of what I was doing, and I had to have the place lined up before like I talked to my boss, right? And he he felt that he's like, hey, Pedro, I think, being a business owner is, one of the wisest decisions, you can make, if it's, I think you're prepared. I think, you you have the tools, I think, and I think you should go for it, And so he kind of gave me his blessing, and I felt a little more kind of secure knowing that.
He didn't offer you a little bit more just to keep you?
So the thing was, and here's kind of why this was kind of like I said, a few things came together. When we decided to move here, they gave me a promotion, and they kind of displaced somebody from this territory because I was a regional manager in this territory. They kind of had him move to a different territory to open up business, right? And I felt kind of had partly it was me to blame that this person had to upend their family and their to go to move to somewhere else, right? And I didn't know this was the plan from the company. I just told them, hey, in a year I'm moving, so either I stay on or I'm letting you know that in a year from now that I'm moving. And so this was kind of their like, well, okay, we want to open up more territory, so we're going to send this guy over there since you're not going to move from where you are. We'll have him move. And I, at the time, I felt it was unfair, but I was like, well, this is what they want to do. I'm not asking them to do this, right? And so the guy, he was sort of on a contract basis, and the contract was coming up, and he wasn't sure what was going to happen. And I was like, man, I'd hate for them to let him go, because I decided to move.
It's a heavy bird to carry, man. You know what I mean?
Nope, not really.
So it was like, so I was like, maybe if I leave, I ended up leaving, and he get to come back. He was living in Indianapolis. He's from Chicago. So I was like, you know what? I think it's a win-win win.
Right.
The company doesn't have to worry about what's going to happen. He gets to come back to his home, essentially, right? And then I get to do what I've wanted to do anyway.
Exactly.
And so
it all worked out.
It all worked out, right?
Yeah.
And so it was funny because I talked to my boss about it, and then he's like, Pedro, great. I'm going to call your coworker and let him know that he can come back. And it was like, I just wanted to get the feedback, and I had resigned. And so I'm driving back, and I told my wife, hey, I think I just quit. And then it was no turning back. But the reason why I went into his office is I was again listening to like a personal development, like audiobook or something like that, and I forgot. I think it was like Jim Rome or something like that. The speaker, and he's like, make a decision and just do it now. Just do it now. When you want something, just go for it. You just have to make the decision and say, I'm doing this now. And I remember being in my office doing the paperwork that I was doing, and then I just decided I'm just gonna do it. Like, can I curse on this podcast?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So I'm like, oh, fuck it, man.
Yeah.
I've been wanting to do it. I'm just gonna do it. Like, done. I'm doing it. And that's when I put the business plan together. That's when I went and made sure that I had a place. And I was like, all right, maybe my boss, like you said, says, no way, Pedro, you're crazy. It's the worst thing you could do. What if you fail? And he said, no, man, you're on your way. And so that was like, there's no turning back then.
To give you opportunity to get your job back if you needed it?
Probably if I wanted it to, I would imagine,
You didn't leave on bad terms.
No, not at all.
Say, who's coming with me?
I've been there for 14 years. It's a family-owned company. A lot of my friends still work there.
Yeah.
I'm sure they would have done something, and I'm sure I would have found something else. Like I know I would have been okay either way.
Yeah, and then bust on his door, say, bitches, I quit. Sorry, I'm leaving.
Who's coming with me?
Who's coming with me? I pick you.
So I think I left in April, and I was like, now I got to get on it now. And so I started kind of renovating the place. And winter was coming around, and I was like, I need to put the sign up before winter. I don't want to be out there in the cold trying to figure out.
So wait, I'm going to stop you while you're ahead with the sign. So this is after you had the first place, and you.
Correct. Yeah.
So this is coming. This is like what? How many years after?
3 years.
So this 3 years after you did the Mexican food. Then now you're 3 years now. You're here. You're established. You know the area, and now you just pretty much quit your job and you bought this place, and now you're putting up a sign.
Yeah.
All right.
And so I'm putting up the sign, and I'm kind of working in there, and a man comes in, introduces himself. His name was Bruce Bart. His name is Bruce Bart. Shout out to Bruce. Um, he says that he's got a lot of experience. He's also very fond of New Orleans. He's a professional chef. Said that he would be willing to help me if I was interested in his help. He had worked at the New Orleans Country Club for about 6 years throughout his stints as a professional chef, and he was just stoked about a Cajun restaurant being in town.
How did people find out? Word of mouth?
Yeah. And well, he saw the sign and he comes in,
Yeah.
and so he's like,
Yeah.
and so I was like, man, my mom says it was a godsend, you know.
Oh, definitely.
Because I couldn't afford what he was really worth,
Yeah.
you know. But he was willing to compromise, and he said, you know, I'll come in and I'll give you a hand. Like, I want to see this happen. And so that gave me even more motivation. I was like, all right, now, so give me the belief, right? Which we have to have is, right, the belief. And I was like, oh, then the belief is that I've got somebody who knows, who understands the food, and he's a professionally trained chef who can put it together for me. And so we just kind of went forward from there, and started working on the menu. And I had some ideas, obviously, and he brought a lot of ideas as well. And he brought his flavor and his expertise in the kitchen. I by no means am a chef. And I tell a lot of people that I'm the business owner, right?
Yeah.
I said I'm the business
part of it.
mind.
Yeah.
Right.
I always love that.
But it's not. I like to cook, you know, but I wouldn't say I have the qualifications to call myself a
The
chef.
chef,
you know?
yeah.
I mean, do you think it's harder for you not knowing the culinary background or being in the kitchen? Yeah, you can run the front of the house probably very well. You could be like most people that run the front of the house and run the business and do the books and everything else. But you think it's hard for you not going back there and knowing how to cook?
Well, I know how to do it. I can do it.
Yeah, you
I know how
can.
to do it. But I don't have that experience, and I don't have a vast experience,
Yeah.
right?
What goes with what? Or
Is it harder in the sense, like, in what sense is it harder? Like, just for the business to succeed, or for me to run the business, or for me
to go back there if your chef is out?
Oh no.
And he knows the in and outs, he knows the quirk, he knows how, without looking at a menu or looking at
The recipe.
the recipe and anything like that, all of a sudden he's done. You might have to look at the recipe more, a little bit, take more time, measure, do everything. And
so Bruce was with us for about 8 months. And so throughout those 8 months, I was side by side with him, watching him learning, right?
Yeah.
And so what we create, I can absolutely put it all together. I don't do it on a daily basis. I don't have the recipes memorized. But yeah, I can absolutely go back there and put any of it together.
so so far, this journey of your restaurant opening up and this gentleman coming in, how does your wife feel about all this? Since you already went through a restaurant, and was she kind of hesitant on you opening this one up?
I would imagine she had some. I imagine she was nervous a little bit because, you know, from going from a corporate job with a steady paycheck, you know, making pretty good money, I'm gonna say, right?
Yeah.
To just leave that and do it. But I think she had the confidence in me to be like, I believe.
She
I
still had
believe
your
you.
she still had your back.
She had my back,
Oh, yeah.
absolutely.
She still had your back and say, "Don't do it, this dumbass. Don't."
When my
don't do
wife,
it.
so this wasn't, I would say these weren't my only 2 business ventures. Like, growing up, it was always something, right? My parents owned the restaurant. We also had a stand at like the flea market, so we did that. Like, part of that. My dad would sell trucks and tools. He would go to Quad Cities and buy like old farm trucks and then kind of bling them out,
That's
right?
how that's
Pimp
a
them out and then sell them in Chicago.
That's a salesman.
Right? So again, I had a lot of examples of that, those entrepreneurial kind of minds, you know, of doing things, finding ways of
always
hustling,
selling
right?
something.
Right, hustling, right? And so
that's,
she knew.
that's the key word right there.
And so I did, other than drugs, I did quite a few things in Chicago, right? 'Cause we say hustler, right? Like,
Yeah.
oh, yeah, I was a hustler in
Oh
Chicago.
no, I can say I'm hustling. Hell yeah.
So she saw me kind of go through all those kind of like,
Yeah.
experiences, and she's like, no, it's gonna work or it's not gonna work, but I trust
You
you.
gave it a
You're gonna
shot.
find you're
Yeah.
gonna find a way. And I'd been talking to her for years, and we'd have the conversation every time I'd come back. Oh, there was this place, out in St. Louis, and this is what they had, and looked at the pictures, and and then she, and so she kind of, she had my back 100%.
See, I'm glad she had it back because a lot of times it's not a turning point in relationships. It's not. It's more of a trust type issue after that. Like, oh, you're gonna do this one now.
So
Yeah.
here's a key point, right? That I always tell people is like, you have to define to what your spouse's role is going to be in the business, right? And we decided early on that she was going to dedicate her time and energy to her career and to the family, and I was going to dedicate my time and energy to this as a sort of more of a solopreneur, because it believe it or not, even if it's husband and wife, brother and brother, dad and father, like there's always two minds don't always think alike.
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
there's a lot
Yeah.
of things that I learned this on too with my partner, right? Is like is there's a lot of decisions that need to be made, right? And there's not always the time to consult with each other to make those decisions, right? And not necessarily is one person going to be okay with the decision the other person made, right?
Right.
And it could be a very minor example or situation, and as minor as the color on the wall, right? But now the other person's coming in and is like, oh, look at the color that she picked, or look at the color that he picked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't have
And
that problem.
And so I wanted,
We didn't pick this color.
and so I always,
didn't pick it.
and so I told her, for the sake of our relationship,
Yeah.
I'll take care of it. And then, she was in agreement with it 100%, because she had the opportunity to buy a business early on. So a family member had a business, wanted her to take over, and she was like, I want no part of it. I don't like taking people's money, handing people money. What if I give them the wrong change? She was just like, it's not in her personality, right? Not that there's anything wrong with not having that personality. It's just for her, it's like, I don't want to. I'll put somebody's life in my hands, but I don't want to. I don't want to give them the wrong order. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want them to come back.
I was gonna say, hold
do
up.
this, but
What
you
she
see it?
does for a living, she puts people.
But that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Right? But it's different.
Yeah.
It's just a different approach, right?
Well,
she has the expertise on that side
Exactly,
right
right.
there. Yeah.
Well, she has the heart for it, and she has
right,
the knowledge and everything else for it. There's some people like him. No offense to you, man, and everything to you, but like him, we always talk about this on the podcast, where he's the introvert, where he likes to stay in.
She got it right this time.
I know, I had to think about it. Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you. My mind was on that one. Okay, so he's more the introvert, where he doesn't like to
Reach out
and talk to people and stuff like that. So his hands-on for all this was his idea, but his is all this, the front of the house, like a restaurant.
Yeah.
He's the front of the house. He shows people this. He is the host. He does everything for this.
But
I'm the back of the house. I'm making everything, making it work, and making the food good, so people want to keep enticing and coming back.
But that brings me to a point that I bring up to with a lot of my employees and people who ask about the business, which is very important, is a lot of times the front of the house is more important than the back of the house.
Yeah.
Because there's good food everywhere, like everywhere, in everyone's kitchen, right? Somebody makes some great food. Like I tell people, like, your mom makes great food, right? Obviously, right? Like everybody. So
No.
So
Stop talking.
a lot of times, a lot of times people think that
Yeah.
just because they have something that's really good that it's going to be successful.
Yeah.
And I
And
said,
that's gonna be the key factor to keep people
like,
coming
right.
back. Yeah.
And I say that's not necessarily true. Like our recipes are out in the open in the kitchen all the time, and I've had a lot of employees coming in out of the kitchen, and they've seen these recipes, and whether they took them or not, it doesn't matter.
Mhm.
Because people are like, oh, do you let people like see the recipe? Like, it doesn't matter, but they're gonna copy it. I'm like, yeah, but they just because they copy it doesn't mean that they're gonna be successful.
Exactly.
saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because what makes this business successful is everything. It encompasses everything: the customer service,
Mhm.
right? The
After so long,
perception,
you're
the
gonna tweak.
marketing.
You're gonna tweak the recipe eventually.
Yeah.
Longer in when you're getting into it. The first year, your recipe is always
Oh, yeah,
not the same.
right.
The second year,
Right.
it's always not the same. The third year, you're always tweaking it where you're trying to make it better
Yeah.
and make it more like I want this the last one to be the person what the person wants. So
Right.
what they had your old employees, what they had might have been the first. I would say the first generation,
First generation.
and then you go from the second generation to the next. Like we had Ray Mazon, and when he worked at the pump house, I worked at the pump house with him.
Okay.
And I was in the kitchen, everything else. Then I had to write down his recipes. I told him on the show, I
Oh
said,
yeah, that's
dude,
right.
I got your recipes. I got all of them on my
Yeah.
actually on my PC still. I said, on my memory drive, I still have all your old recipes. He says, do you really? I said, yeah, I had to write them up and put them in your book, remember? And he says, yeah. So yeah, like an ex-employee of his, I have his old recipe, his old barbecue
Right.
sauce, his old pasta sauce, his old everything. He said, oh, that's good to know. At least I know that's out there. I went, yeah, if you ever need it, go right ahead. But I never used it. I never really didn't care because that was making a batch full of like a 5-gallon
Mhm.
bucket. Would I ever go make a 5-gallon bucket worth? Hell no.
Always cut back on the product and make a
Portions.
smaller
Well,
batch.
yeah, I know, but I would also make a 5-gallon bucket and sell it. But that's just me. Not dumb. But yeah, stuff like that. You do probably have recipes back in the day when you first started, how you tweaked them and everything else.
A lot of the adjustments are done with the spices, because even though we have the same source for spices, it's not always the same, because
Right.
even our supplier gets a different source for like paprika, cayenne, our thyme, like
I have a lot of
key
time.
ingredients. Like we have to make adjustments all the time,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
it doesn't.
It's not always the same. that
It's
you
right.
get,
It's
yeah.
never the same, right?
So going into that kind of stuff, do you use the same product line that you do get down in Nolans and the taste of their Southern soul food cuisines, or do you get
so-
more the Midwest based type shit?
So we tried getting like sourcing New
Yeah.
Orleans, Louisiana
Recipe-
andouille
spices.
sausage, right?
Ooh.
And the problem was consistency with delivery and the purveyors
Wow.
down there. It was just we weren't getting things on a timely basis like we needed to, you know.
That's gotta be tough.
And it's just logistics, you know.
Yeah.
We have to. We can't hold inventory longer than a certain time on certain things, proteins and stuff like that. Sausage, you only hold certain lines. So I couldn't bulk up and be like, oh, send me 10 cases of sausage.
Yeah. And
It doesn't make sense, right? And so then we're like, well, if we can't have the consistent product, we have to get the next best thing, right? And so then we just go and try to see what is the best product we can get that's readily available.
Do you buy local?
We buy a few things local, but mostly it's just through our suppliers, again, for consistency. Yeah.
That's fair
like,
enough. That's fair enough.
We started using Little Town Jerky,
the
which is
hell
a
is
local,
Little
like,
Yeah, where's Little Town Jerky?
I think they're in Fentonville, Michigan. They do like specialty meats.
Really?
Yeah, they
did not know that.
They
Yeah.
did
Yeah.
andouille sausage.
Yeah.
We used their beef for a while, and then it was just a matter of the person that we had that was providing it didn't carry that line, or
It's probably
We couldn't
cheaper to
find it.
outsource too, just a little bit, probably.
like
outsource, like instead of going to a butcher around here?
It's availability.
Yeah.
It's consistency is very important in the restaurant business. Like if somebody goes and get the red beans and rice with sausage, which has a grilled piece of andouille sausage, they want it to be the same one they had the last time.
Last time,
The same.
Well,
You have to
yeah.
be consistent, and so we've got a lot of that inconsistencies where we would try to outsource from small batch.
It didn't work out as well.
Right.
Right.
And then sometimes there's situations where you get a large order, right, for the following week or something like that. Now you need to stock up quickly, and again, it's just becomes more of a challenge to try to get those products if you don't have them ready available. And for me, I mean, ideally, I'd like to have a lot of like true traditional New Orleans or just Louisiana ingredients, but it's just logistically it's hard.
Do you but the recipes and the concept is from that since you
Right.
when you went down
Right.
and you fell in love with their food. What was the first thing that you tasted that you fell in love with?
Seafood gumbo.
Seafood gumbo?
Yeah, because I'm a big like in Mexico. There's Nayarit, like Veracruz. There's a region where they have a lot of like it's a coastal region. They have a lot of seafood, and they do like it's called siete mares, which is like a seafood soup. And so it was very similar to that.
Really?
Yeah.
It's good to know. What's it called?
Siete mares, which means the seven seas, the soup of the seven seas.
Santa Male.
And it's got like
Santa Male?
crab and
Santa Male? Am I saying it right?
No,
no, I'm not sure. what
you
you're saying.
didn't.
Oh, siete mares.
Santa Males.
Siete?
Yeah.
Siete is the number 7.
Yeah.
Mares is the sea, so 7 seas. Siete mares.
I'll just say 7 seas.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
Screw that. That's why I didn't.
Siete mares.
Oh, screw you.
That's that right?
Yeah,
Did he say that's here? Shut up.
Got to
So,
roll that. Your tongue.
we'll get into a little bit about the actual menu itself and
Yeah.
kind of what we tried to capture, right? So,
We could do the
or you guys got
go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
no,
Oh, we can go
you're
No, go
You're
ahead.
at the wheel.
Go ahead. Go ahead. What are you going to do? Go ahead.
So I was
We
just
have
gonna
4 minutes
kinda-
before we do the top of the hour.
talk a little bit about kind of what we tried to capture right in the menu, and that's to really kind of bring out the most traditional flavors or the most recognizable dishes, right? Because there's a lot of good food down there that just a lot of people aren't familiar with. They're more hesitant to try, right?
Yeah.
So we had to kind of stay within those the boundaries of what people are willing to try, right? And so if you recognize the word jambalaya, if you know what a gumbo is, if you heard what a gumbo is, red beans and rice and po' boys and that, we kind of tried to stay within that box. We tried bringing like putting alligator like soup and gumbo on the menu, and it's just very few takers
Tough.
there, right?
Yeah.
Boudin, which is like a sausage,
Yeah.
right? Very popular. Again, we brought like a ton. I got shipped up a ton of boudin, and it just we weren't going through it fast enough. I think we ended up eating probably 70% of it ourselves within my family and the staff. And so we've tried kind of to venture out a little bit into more kind of the exotic dishes, and it's just hard without the the consumer that's aware, kind of that's something that
Definitely got to stay within your boundaries, because if you go outside and you keep buying these things that nobody knows about,
You don't want to scare that common folk.
no. Well,
So,
what happened
we'll
the
get to
red
that
beans and
too.
rice?
which is like the misconception is that everything's spicy, and that's the number one thing
Yeah.
is people think that all Cajun food is spicy, and they're not. No,
It's not.
More
It's
Creole.
It's one particular dish that's made in New Orleans. It's a pasta type of. It's almost like a ramen noodle type of deal. I don't know if you.
Yakaming?
Yeah,
Yes,
that's so good. You ever had that?
it is.
Yeah.
That's really good.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
really good stuff.
Yeah.
You ever thought about bringing it
I've
in?
thought about it,
Yeah.
and again, it's like if I put it like, are people gonna know what yakaming is, right? It's
Yeah.
like
You could probably
Um,
dumb down the word.
No,
So it's like a
You can
ramen
yeah,
soup.
you can
could
name
just
it
be
something else
Cajun
and
ramen
say-
soup or something
yeah.
like that.
And
I've
you
had
could
it
you could
once.
put something different in the name and just put the definition on the bottom underneath.
It's not even that hard to pronounce.
I know, but people might be afraid of wanting to eat something that can't.
So I saw a
Like everyone
special. I
else
saw
Yeah.
this lady on YouTube. She was making her own, and she had just like everybody had this craving for it, and she sold a lot of it. And I looked it up and tried to make it. It was really good.
Yeah.
It's really good stuff.
I mean, no offense. If I go, I hate to say this, if I go to any type of restaurant from Italian to Mexican, if I can't understand what I'm saying or pronouncing, and I can read the definition of what it is, why did they not put the definition
Oh, like a
somewhat
description.
in
Yeah,
the description
yeah,
on
yeah.
what it is?
Most items on the menu tell you what's in it.
I know, but that's what I'd rather read
I
more
gotcha.
than the name of what it is. If you rename it a little bit and name it like ramen noodle, whatever I'm saying, ramen noodle type of
We
food.
can get that at the store.
Yeah, I mean, no, but you can
Nobody
get.
wants to do that.
But there's a
no,
ramen
it's
store.
right.
There's a ramen restaurant out there.
All right, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we're gonna do the top of the hour. I'm gonna quiet it down just a bit. All right, guys, this is the Third Eye Truth There podcast, episode 143. We're at the top of the hour with our guest, Pedro Villasenor. He's the owner of Nola Roux, the Cajun restaurant in St. Joseph, Michigan, right on Niles Avenue. Can't miss it. You guys should go check it out. But furthermore, for the YouTube watchers, if you're watching on YouTube, please like, subscribe, hit that bell notification button so we can get more attention on our podcast and it goes viral a lot more often. And another thing, we're almost at 400. We're at 385 right now. We need 15 more subscribers to hit 400 so we can get that monetizing going and make some money off of this. Yeah. All right, guys, we're going to get back to the show soon in about 2 seconds here. And you guys ready? I'm ready. All right, let's get back to the show.
All right. So to get back to what I was wondering, this is going to sound really mean, but I'm waiting for James to probably hit the boo button on this one.
I'm not even touching that button right now.
Not yet, but
I'm going to get it ready, though,
so-
since you brought it.
yeah.
We
Coming
got sound
from,
effects?
huh?
We got sound effects.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
got
you haven't had-
pork chops
I was
Yeah.
waiting for the clap when they're like Pedro from Nola Roux.
on. Yeah, I told him,
Oh.
I'll get it for you at the
And I
end.
was
man.
like,
He totally forgot that.
Yeah, I
Look
did
at
forget that. I'm gonna give myself.
Get yourself a boo on that.
I'll
one.
give myself a.
Yeah.
There you go. My bad.
First one of the year. He's getting back in the swing.
yeah,
of
that's right. He's
things.
gonna get.
I'll give him credit, but yeah. So with coming from Mexico and Mexican food, is there a lot of gumbo type of Cajun food down there in Mexico?
It wouldn't be classified as Cajun food.
Wouldn't be
It's-
what would it be classified?
What do you mean?
I mean, if you had it down there, would it be classified as another type
Oh, I
of
see what
Mexican
you're saying.
food?
I thought you meant like any similar
No.
Mexican foods
No,
that are
down
like
there.
Cajun.
Cajun, no.
No, there isn't really much.
Not
at
down
all,
there.
No, actually, I'll digress because we went to a place in Ixtapa, Mexico,
I've been there.
in November
I've been there.
with the
Ixtapa.
family because we're from Michoacan and we went kind of there. We'd been wanting to go there. We had planned the trip there the year of the pandemic, so we didn't get to go. And so we're going back. I said we want to go, and we stayed at a place, and they had a New Orleans menu. It was a resort, but they had a New
Yeah.
Orleans menu.
I went there when they had kind of all type of food because I went to Ixtapa and I also been to Cozumel. So I've been to those two places in Mexico in my life. Would I ever go back to Mexico? Not really. I mean, I've done that, been there. Have no eager to ever go back there. I could say I've been there, but I would rather go farther north or farther south for Mexico and hit pretty much other places beyond the border. But I was just kind of curious with the food that they have down there. Is it always the same type of food usually?
Yes, but there's variations of it. There's like just a wide. It's just regional, like
Just
regional. The dishes are named similar, but every region has a different
Okay.
take
Different one,
on it, and some regions kind of pride themselves like this is the dish we make in this region, like this is what we're known for, right? And then everything else is in there, but like that's kind of like their tradition. And so even though it has a similar name, the
Okay.
spectrum of flavors could be
Yeah.
pretty broad,
So it's more spices.
right?
Everything's
They're
different.
just-
Everything's different spiced in. So the reason I was going with this a little bit is with you opening up this in your family, all love Mexican food. What did they say when you're opening up a kind of a
Okay, they're like, why
Cajun.
didn't you open up another Mexican restaurant?
pretty much, yeah.
But one, it was a promise that I'd made, and two was like this is something that I like that I'm looking for, and I think there's an opportunity. Like anything, the other thing about businesses and success and is you have to find a unique opportunity. You can't just follow what everybody else is doing because then you're just you've got obviously there's going to be some competition, right? But there's also going to be a comparison, I guess you would say, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I personally think there's still an opportunity for this food. There's
Oh, there is.
definitely we've got a great customer base, right?
Yeah.
And we're 8 years into this, 7 years into this, right? I didn't think we'd make it through the pandemic. I didn't think, that,
Oh man,
that
I had to think about that.
later, like I've seen other places come and go, unfortunately, and we've stuck it through, and that's because there is, a following and there's definitely a new uniqueness to the product, right? That keeps people coming back. And that's important, right? You got to distinguish yourself from everybody else in one way or another. And I thought, and I saw that as an opportunity. I don't know how you perceive it or other people perceive me doing this, but it's something that I'm passionate about because we get a lot of that. Like that was a lot of my fears and hesitations were when we opened the doors, right? Everybody who's looking for Cajun food and wanted to try Cajun food, what's the first I would say the first inclination is to ask, well, who's from Louisiana? Who's Cajun, right? And they see me and they're like, well, obviously don't look Cajun, right?
Yeah, right.
Are you from Louisiana? And people ask, are you from Louisiana? I said, no, but try the food.
I'm from Chicago.
Yeah, I do. I say I'm from Chicago. And they're like, but try the food.
Yeah.
Like, you're not here to see me. You're here to eat some food, right? And so the food, the quality, the flavors have I guess have passed the test, right?
Have people really said that to you?
Absolutely. It happens
Really?
all the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
You're
All
not
the time.
Cajun.
Right. Where are you
They
from?
really?
You don't have a Cajun accent. Absolutely. Well, it's like anything else, right? You go to a Mexican restaurant, what do you expect?
Yeah,
You expect to see Mexican cooks in the kitchen
Yeah.
and a Mexican lady or man greeting you. Like I would imagine,
Dude, I
right?
would
If you
love
go to a
that.
Chinese restaurant, like anything else. And so I guess it's just human nature,
So
right? To I don't know how to say, I guess stereotype is the right word.
I was
Right?
gonna say, James, open up a Mexican restaurant.
See,
But
sorry,
and so for me, it was
you're not Mexican.
there was always that apprehension, right? That people wouldn't get past that.
Yeah.
Right. That people would be like, nobody there from Louisiana. Like the people there, it's
Funny
not
thing,
even
that's what I
Cajun.
was
Like
thinking.
we're not gonna give it a shot, or it's just and we've dispelled, I guess, that stigma or whatever it would be.
I guess I more hate that people judge someone the way they looked and see what kind of food they make on top of it, not just what culture they come from, but what kind of food they make on top of it. Because that's what I was kind of afraid of. That's why I almost kind of bluntly just asked that, but you went into it more
Yeah,
for
yeah.
yourself.
I mean, it's true.
The
Like,
funny
but
thing is they judged you the way that you looked on the
no,
type.
I would say they were surprised.
Yeah, that's
and
what I'm saying.
They came in with other,
Expectations,
would,
yeah.
So
right.
did you have to hire a white cook?
Did I have to hide it?
That talk with a
Oh.
southern accent.
Maybe something that's like a French
Yeah.
Kind of like a Boomhauser.
no,
Boudreaux.
yeah.
My
I'm
friend
thinking,
Boudreaux,
God,
he lived here. He doesn't live here anymore, but he helped me quite a bit.
but still.
I tried making Boudreaux the face of the restaurant. He wouldn't go for it. He's like, he just.
I'm just shocked people really judged it on that.
I think you create, like I think anybody does
Yeah.
is you create a scenario, right? And you're
And
like, here's what I'm
this-
expecting. Like
Well, it's
Yeah.
human nature, though.
Yeah.
Think about
Right,
it. It's
exactly,
human
right.
nature. It's not this.
you would
people-
feel more comfortable, I would say, if you saw somebody that's
with
no
the,
offense. What kind of food? What kind of chef is making Cajun food?
Creole,
Yeah, but what do they look like?
French.
No, that's
well,
not what I think.
But that's what it's
Really?
he's
it
thinking of
originated from.
stale cracker.
You're thinking of
Yeah.
that dude that
Stale cracker. That's
Yeah,
yeah.
the guy on the teal.
Before we, what is it? Before we,
guy.
While we wait-
guarantee.
while
Yeah.
we wait, we hydrate.
Yeah. Cut off
That's the
shirt,
one I know.
Yeah.
cut off shorts, and
Oh,
just
you know-
Gators,
yeah,
sucking
just-
on crawdad.
yeah,
Um,
yeah, pretty much. I really don't care.
So
Food's good. Food's good.
Paul Prudhomme, right? Which
Mhm.
was a big, heavy guy
Yeah.
with the beard. He was on. What was his?
Not that lady from Popeye's Chicken, though. You don't want her
There
doing
was-
No, that's chicken.
um,
That's Popeyes. That's totally different atmosphere.
High guarantee.
Guarantee.
High
Yeah, yeah.
guarantee.
Yeah.
Put some onion on it.
Yeah.
What's his name? Oh
I
man,
think I know you're talking about, too.
had
Guarantee.
suspenders, and
Yeah.
I grew up watching
See,
him.
stuff
Yeah.
like that. I mean,
Yeah.
you can't really judge a person.
Onions.
You can't really judge a person where they look or how they are, what they can cook. You
Right.
can't. Cooking is everything. I mean, the most
It's everywhere, too. man.
that
It's not
anybody
just-
can cook. Like James is a awesome cook. Well, at least he tells me. And the food that I do
You
taste,
done- yeah.
the food that I do taste,
There's a
It's good.
technique. There's a
I mean,
technique. Like
you can cook anything. If
Mhm.
Jan can cook, so can you.
Some people can cook. What's the expression I wanted to say? I guess you have to be a cook to make good food because you can't just follow a recipe. Like that's it. Just
I'm
like
just
that, there
amazed.
is a technique. I think you have to kind of know the small nuances, like
Yeah.
when to put in the seasoning, what seasonings
Yeah.
you can put in while you're sautéing, what seasonings you can't because they'll burn. Like there is a blending of the flavors and the ingredients, and you just there's certain processes that you have to follow to really get the true flavors out.
Yeah.
And again, like I said, I don't consider myself, and I can't label myself as a chef, but I can cook, but
Yeah.
I wouldn't.
Right.
I wouldn't say I have that that certification, I guess, right? To officially say it.
Yeah.
right?
So to go on your adventure, because I have seen you have a food truck.
Mhm.
And I've seen it parked in front of sometimes the watermark.
Mhm.
So how's when did you bring in the food truck? Would you bring that during the pandemic?
So that
Or-
was it during the pandemic? It was 2019. So yeah, it was during the
Yeah.
pandemic.
Okay.
We had the plans for the food truck were in the works as like that was part of the overall plan for the restaurant. For two reasons. One is the food transports well. It's a lot of starch, a lot of like stews and soups, and so that transports well. So you can hot hold it for a while, and then you don't
Yeah.
degrade the quality, and so that was already we had that in mind. How the food truck came about was at the time there was an opportunity. There weren't very many food trucks at around that time, and actually Watermark invited us to come and set up, and so we were setting up in the brewery through the winter of 2019 before we had
Yeah.
the food truck. Yeah, we
Yeah.
would set up we put a little tent in there. Yeah, so we were there on Fridays then, and we kind of used it as a testing ground, right, to see what kind of people like portion size, pricing, and all that. So we used it as that.
Smart idea.
And in hopes that if we made it through the winter, they would let us park a food truck in the summer like that. That was kind of like, hey, at least we've got one place, right? That
Right.
we
But-
know we can set the food truck up.
They invited you, so they,
Right, but
they
we
knew
were-
your food.
But we weren't sure. They had other people already, like they had other food trucks in the summertime, and they needed somebody who was during the winter when they couldn't park out there.
Yeah.
And so we were one of the few. There was only a few of us that were willing to haul everything into the brewery and set up, and then tear it down and haul it back out in the winter. And I'm like, okay, well that hopefully that gets us in the rotation. So it did. And once we knew we had them as I like to call them venue partners, right? Then I
That's
felt a little more
cool,
comfortable, kind of like starting the food truck. And then we started a little circuit the following summer, and it was ArcLight, Watermark, Transient,
Wow.
Pete's Cider, Shamrock Station out in Berrien Springs, which is
Closed now.
closed now, yeah. So we had like at least a little, like every week we'd do a different one, and so I called it like my little like monthly circuit, and at least that kind of like started it off. And then
That's kind of cool.
as things opened up after the pandemic, and then kind of people started looking for more outdoor venues, and people then kind of word just got around little by little,
Yeah.
and that we were around, and people invited us to come out. And so now we do about 150 events a summer on the food truck.
Wow.
We're super busy in the summer, yeah.
Yeah,
And then we're going out as far now as like Kalamazoo. We go up north to like South Haven,
Do you really?
Fenville. Yeah.
You go to the winery, or do you go to Fenville, the town?
The town, there's a few wineries and breweries in the town
Yeah.
there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Saginaw, we do Decatur,
you guys are all over the
Vicksburg.
place.
Yeah, a lot of the kind of surrounding towns have kind of set up their own like food truck
Yeah,
like
they do.
food truck weekdays, just to bring in more variety, and so we kind of try to follow that circuit.
It's kind of cool that you. With everything you do on top of that, you have the restaurant, you have the food truck. So, do you do any contests or competitions?
Not yet, as far as like who could make the best what, or just kind of like social media marketing competitions or
Social media type competitions, like
not yet. I'm the social media marketing guy, and I really fall behind. I will admit, it's just my priority. I always tell people priority number one is make sure we've put good food out there.
so
Right?
you don't advertise where you're at. So when,
Oh, for like
like
yeah,
it's
but we don't run like contests to be like, oh, hey,
not a contest, but so social media part saying, hey, Nola Roux is at the Watermark this day,
oh yeah,
and then another one at this day. Okay, so
Mhm.
you do that
yeah,
part.
yeah.
But the one we were talking about earlier that you entered last year.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Of
yeah.
the gumbo competition.
Oh,
Gumbo
okay, yeah. I
Gumbo.
thought if we like, if
No,
we put
not
out
just-
a
no.
competition.
No,
for-
not a competition, because there's not a
So-
lot of competitions out there. At
So
least not around here.
there's Louis Gumbo Cook-Off. What do you call it? It's gotokra.com is their website. They do a charity event in Kalamazoo where they invite a couple dozen restaurants, and they have a gumbo cook-off. They do shrimp and crawfish boil as well. They have live bands.
Yeah.
They've got a ton of music. And so we did that last year. We were invited to come to that last year. I should say I invited myself to come to that last year. They were looking for restaurants to compete, and I reached out, and so we were invited to come as one of the 24 restaurants, and it was a great time. It was a good turnout. There's at least 3,000 people there, so it's a good.
He went last year.
Yeah.
Okay, it was
He
a
was
good
one of the
opportunity.
3,000. He was one of the 3,000
Alright.
out there.
It was a nice setup too, man. It just
He won't stop talking about it to me.
well, I'm
He
trying
knows
to
how
get. I
much
want to get you to go next year.
Yeah, you should
I mean, this
definitely.
year.
Yeah.
You mean
I
this year?
need I need help serving out gumbo cups, so that would be a great.
You want me to work it?
You don't have to pay to enter.
No.
Oh, wait,
It's free
okay.
food,
Shit.
free-
All right, now
I'll buy you a
that's-
beer too.
There you
Sold.
go.
All right,
Free
I'm cool.
beer, free food.
All right.
I gotta do is just say, here, take this cup
Yeah.
of gumbo.
Yeah,
Vote
hell
for
yeah, I
Nola-
could-
vote for
Or,
Nola Roux.
boom, boom. I could even sell the shit. I'm a great salesman.
But that setup was great because it's like almost like a buffet line.
Yeah.
Just go around and different restaurants have their
different
gumbo.
stations. Yeah.
It's all kinds of gumbo that I've never had before. It was really
I
good.
know. Look at you.
This is why, and make sure you bring a muffin pan with you, because that way you can stock
It's
about
a
all your
great
stuff.
carry, yeah.
Carry all your
You know what
stuff.
I would do if I had someone brought a pan and you were selling it? People just like that have a little stick with my name on it. Pop it in, so they know you're eating mine.
So that
right
was
there.
that was my thought, was to have our own cups and put like a little flag in it, so that the people would know.
Oh
that's
well,
kinda
they
my
brought if
name
they
mark.
brought a pan in, you can just pour it in their pan
Oh,
and
I
put their
see.
flag in, put your own flag in it, and say no.
All right. They have don't they have a list of all the restaurants?
Probably.
That
Mhm.
yeah.
Doesn't mean people go buy the list. And
So that's how I knew
order.
you guys were there. And I was like, man, okay, that's
Yeah, they have
fun.
they put out a list of
Yeah.
participating restaurants.
Yeah, but if you don't go in the order of what you're at,
Oh, it's
you'll
a
never-
madhouse.
Yeah,
it's a madhouse.
that's what I'm saying.
I think me and my buddy went the opposite way. We were against the grain.
Against the grain.
Yeah, it was like madness there. It was
Yeah,
crazy.
it's just a free for
Why
all.
would you go against the grain?
Hey,
They don't really tell you which way you got to
no,
go.
it didn't.
You
It didn't
kinda-
tell you.
You
they
couldn't
don't.
tell which way the line was going.
No, I thought it'd be faster this way, and it was. It worked out for me. It worked out. I got gumbo. Okay.
So, all right, let's get down to the food because I love looking at people's food on the second half. So, what did you bring?
Oh yeah.
So, all the stuff that we could bring, so James can drool over it on top of it.
Not
So,
drooling.
Right, so I've got.
not yet.
You guys wanted jambalaya, so I got what we call our. This is our classic sampler, and it's
That's a
it's
classic
jambalaya,
sampler.
red beans and rice,
Oh,
and gumbo. So this is kind of like the three most recognizable dishes for New Orleans and
So,
Cajun crew cuisine is the gumbo, jambalaya, and the red beans.
which one's
And-
which? I can't tell.
that's the red
So
beans and
I
rice.
can
Red
see
beans
the
and
red bean
rice.
rice.
And so typically it's garnished with you know what, I didn't bring utensils.
Oh, you're fine. We'll eat later. That's all right.
All right,
I always like to show.
jambalaya and then this is our gumbo.
Yep.
Which is
So-
like
Red beans and rice right there.
So yeah, red bean and rice. So what's in the gumbo that makes yours different than everybody else's?
that
You don't
makes
have to
it-
tell all this recipe, but what?
I think we try to be as traditional or try to get as close to what I guess I would feel
what's
is
in your
traditional.
gumbo? I should say it like that. 'Cause a lot of
so
people
we have
put
two
stuff.
different types of gumbo. So traditional, a real traditional gumbo has everything in it.
Oh yeah.
We have two. We have a chicken and sausage gumbo, and we have a seafood gumbo that's got crab, shrimp, and crawfish in it. And it's just a crawfish tails. And the reason we have two is there's some people that don't eat pork, and there's some people that have shellfish allergies.
Yeah.
And we want to have
Yeah.
gumbo available for everyone, and it was just I think a good way to be able to satisfy both of those
Yep.
people with allergies. With that, I've always thought about putting a Nola gumbo in the menu, like a secret, and we would serve everything in the gumbo.
See,
If
that's,
you ask,
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
sure we do it.
Yeah.
we'll do it.
that's awesome. And the red beans and rice is just pretty much just why is it
So-
called red bean and rice so people know?
It's made with red beans and there's rice in
See,
it.
I don't know why people- But what makes it the color?
Bang, bang.
What's the sauce?
The
though?
red beans.
The
Got
red
it.
beans?
The
That
beans are
is
red.
it.
It's a-
I never made it.
it's a
I
red-
never
it's a
made
red
red
bean,
beans and
yeah.
No,
rice.
you
I
never?
never, I never tried. That's why I always figured, is there something
Cannellini
else?
bean. Is
Well,
the-
so definitely got spices and different
Yeah.
ingredients to
So,
go in.
a
it.
sauce, and I thought
Well,
there was like a
the
sauce.
beans make the
That's
sauce
what I didn't know.
itself.
I thought there was a sauce in it. So it's
No,
just a red bean can, and you pour red bean can.
No, you get the
You-
red beans from scratch. If you're gonna make it right, you can
Yeah.
get it with the red beans from scratch.
So the beans, they as you cook them, slow cook them, they soften up and they kind of.
Really?
So that's why you don't see the whole beans because
I didn't know that.
yeah,
they
they
soft.
they soften up after being well.
I
This
like
is what I
eating
do.
it.
I soak my beans for like 3 hours. Get those beans nice and tender.
Soak yours for 3
Yeah, 3 hours. Yeah. Then you cook them.
You soak them overnight. Too.
Yeah.
Really?
Best, yeah.
Damn, you people know how to cook.
And so in everything is the holy trinity of Cajun Creole cooking is
Yeah.
onions, peppers,
Yeah.
and celery. And so there's onions, peppers in there,
Oh, yeah.
celery in there sauteed,
Mm.
beans, some spices. There's
Love some red beans and
sausage in
rice.
there. jambalaya as well. Jambalayas are
My only
chicken,
friend.
sausage, and ham in the jambalaya.
I already can see
That's
what
what we
James
put in
wants from me.
our jambalaya. And you can
Yeah.
add shrimp to that as well.
What's in the last one?
That's the gumbo.
That's the
chicken
gumbo?
and sausage gumbo, yeah.
Chicken sausage gumbo.
And then we've got
There you go.
our voodoo jerk chicken. It's gonna be hard for people. So this is
You can pop it open, James.
it's
I've had it before. Yeah,
Oh,
no,
okay.
I've had it
so
before.
it's not
we
a
can pop it over his
traditional
shoulder.
it's not a traditional jerk chicken in the sense that we're grilling the chicken with like jerk spices.
You guys can see that on
So it's not a strong jerk.
Oh, it's definitely strong
yeah.
jerk
Strong
flavor.
enough.
It's not a traditional piece of like jerk chicken,
chicken,
like
yeah.
on the bone.
That's it.
And so it's the spiciest
That's
item on our
good.
menu.
That's the spiciest.
And it was one of the most popular on the food truck. And so for us to make it convenient for people to eat, we dice the chicken thighs, and then we
Yeah.
put the sauce on it to make it just very convenient to
Yeah.
eat while you're sitting and
So
drinking.
you're saying
and stuff
this
like
is the most popular on your menu?
that. The spiciest.
The
Spicy,
no,
yeah.
It
what
is
was
one of the most popular.
well
so
on your food truck so far, so people know and you see on your food truck. What do you get? You can't have your whole. Do you have your whole menu on
No.
your food? So what's
we rotate through menu items, but always on the food truck is jambalaya, which is our most popular entree,
jambalaya?
right?
That's
The
gumbo.
jerk chicken.
Oh yeah,
The jerk chicken. We have a couple of vegetarian options on there. We have a mushroom etouffee, which is not like a traditional etouffee. Traditional etouffee is tomato based.
Yeah.
This is more of a cream based, just to make something a little bit lighter.
Yeah.
It's our vegetarian dish. And then we put gumbos on there, red beans and rice. We've stuck to a more quick service model on the food truck in the past, meaning everything is almost instant, right? We hot hold everything. Everything's cooked by the time we get to the site, and everything's holding hot,
That's the best way to do it.
because we want to get people back to the table, back
Yep.
to the venue, right? We don't want them standing waiting for their food. It's just kind of what
A
what
food
we've
truck
done in
needs to
the
be
past.
like this. I always say a food truck.
No,
needs to be
not
like
all
this.
food trucks are like that. I mean, if they cook
I
it
know.
if they're cooking a dish,
Yeah.
it's going to take longer. But if you already have it
shouldn't
made
take-
and ready,
But that's what I'm saying. You need to have it cooking halfway ready, so you can just pop it back on the skillet or whatever it's on, and just pop it in and make it warm it up and heat it up so the food can go out. The food truck is made to have fast
And-
food.
It depends on the setting too, because if it's
Yeah.
like a brewery, winery, people they're willing to wait. They're
Yeah.
drinking. They're
Yeah.
they're okay,
having fun.
right? But if you are at a festival or a bigger venue like music or some sort of
Yeah, you want to pop
like-
that out real fast.
yeah, because
Yeah.
there's options, and
Yeah,
people will lose their patience quickly. They're hungry.
I don't know. I've seen a lot of people lose their patience up at Watermark when they don't get their food in about 15, 20 minutes.
Well, I've seen that happen. It was I won't say the restaurant, but they had a little trouble. Well, they had
Things
a
happen.
a system where they text you when your food was
Mhm.
done. So
They forgot to text you.
no, they didn't forget to. Well, that's went down the street and got a burger. That's what I did. But they were running out of stuff. That's all. That's the only thing it was. Man, there's no knock against them. They were actually selling their food.
But what I was getting at is that we're gonna probably add a few more items on there. We've had requests for po' boys on the food truck, quite a bit of that. So we're gonna try to figure out how we do that. We're thinking of maybe like a blackened shrimp
Oh,
po'
yeah.
boy. We can
Ooh.
definitely do our bourbon beef. We can do our kicking chicken.
Your
Yeah.
bourbon beef is awesome. I'll give
That's
you
what I
that.
got here. Yeah, as a bourbon
Ah,
beef
look
po'
at
boy.
that. I didn't even
Yes.
ask, right?
People can see it.
Yes.
Delicious.
Oh man. Oh yeah, I'm definitely taking one of those menus home too.
And I've got
What else do you have?
our cornbread. So this is really our number one selling item is our cornbread.
Dude, their cornbread is awesome.
Um,
I love their cornbread.
and it's a more of a
It's moist.
northern style cornbread.
Yeah.
Some people call them Johnny cakes. It's a fluffier. It's known as
Yeah.
Johnny cakes in some other parts, right?
Yeah.
It's more of a corn muffin versus a more traditional cornbread.
Cornbread, yeah.
Dude, I love cornbread.
And you have a new item you working
Yeah,
on?
so we're working on is See if I can pop this open.
Oh no, we're gonna taste that here since you said you wanted us to try it.
Then you want
It's gonna be
feedback.
a little cold though.
That's good.
It's all right.
So it's shrimp and corn chowder.
They're trying to get up.
Yeah.
Let me go get them. I'm closer.
It's a shrimp and corn chowder that will be on the menu here pretty soon. We just put that together recently.
We only have one spoon.
It's all right. We can share.
Oh, man, and I so was thinking like, oh, I need to bring the utensil. And I didn't.
That's good.
We can wipe it off after I taste it.
After you taste it,
Yeah,
go
I taste
first.
it.
I got the spoon.
So what made you guys decide to put this on the menu?
Just trying to start off the new year by adding
smell it.
some newer items, just kind of some things to draw people's attention to if they've kind of gone through the menu and want to try something different.
That's
Yeah,
good.
it is. It's so there's got roasted corn and peppers in there.
That's good. That's good stuff right there.
We've got shrimp, obviously. There's some potatoes, some baker potatoes, onions, peppers, and celery, obviously.
That's good.
Thanks. Yeah, it's
Wow.
That's really good.
Yeah. For me,
You don't like onions, do you?
it doesn't matter. I can
Mm.
I can cook that out, man.
I love onions.
It's
That
just
gives it
good.
that
Is it-
flavor.
Yeah.
Is it all onions or just like
It's a
raw
raw.
onions?
It's a raw onion.
Okay.
Cooked onions I can eat. But that actually would be. I mean, it's good cold already. I mean, like you said, it was cold, but that it actually, I love a good-
like that.
I love a good shrimp and corn chowder.
Mm.
Yeah, I gotta say it right. I do. My Boston friends get kind of mad at me when I say it wrong.
I was like, wait a minute, what are you talking about? Chata.
Chowder. But-
Living in Boston.
Yeah, some of them do. They get mad at me. But that is actually delicious. I think it needs to be. I would say a little bit more. Needs a little more kick on it towards the end.
Well, that's not necessarily.
And so,
That's what he said. He was a work in progress a little bit.
Well,
Yeah, it's
when
good.
people
though.
ask, I always say we try to keep things Michigan mild
Yeah.
because you can always add
Michigan
heat to
mild.
it. You
If
can't
need
take it out.
You can't, yeah,
So-
I know that's
and-
the sad thing.
And
yeah,
being
yeah.
the
That
first
is good.
misconception of people thinking is that everything's hot, we want to try to keep it on that. And that there is some cayenne in the recipe. We just want to make sure it's there, but it doesn't overwhelm. What I've learned while being on the food truck is that people's tolerance for spicy food or there's a big range there.
Yeah.
Yes.
What's mild to
I'm not
somebody could be super hot to somebody else. I had one experience one time when I don't consider the voodoo jerk to be super spicy, and so somebody asked if it was, and I said, no, it's all right, you'll be okay. And she came back and she said, how'd you like it? She's like, I threw it away, it was too hot.
Oh, I loved it.
That's
I
the
loved
last
it.
thing you want
Yeah.
somebody to do, right? And I said, oh, I'm so sorry. So I said to myself, I'm never gonna say
It's okay
that
because
it's okay, right?
Yeah.
So I always
your version of us,
Right.
hot is different
it's
than somebody
different,
else.
right? And so we always offer samples on the
It's
food
over
truck. What do you need?
Oh, it's just
Lid.
the lid. I was gonna
Oh,
put
yeah.
that back up.
So we offer samples on the food truck so that people can try.
Yeah. Try
'cause
it, yeah.
A lot of the times we're the only food vendor on site, right? And so we want to make sure that we have something on the truck for everyone.
Yeah.
Usually we put mac and cheese on there for the kids, obviously cornbread, and we've got vegetarian options.
That
And
would
we'll
be
have.
that would be delicious over rice too.
I thought about
I
that.
could eat it just like that.
I can, yeah, but
Yeah.
you can eat it like that. But you can just if you
Yeah.
want another little more texture to it,
Yeah.
I would myself at home.
Yeah.
I probably pour
over
that
rice.
over rice because then it would be a little more texture and it'll soak up the sauce a little bit more, and then you can eat it up all at one stop instead of
Do that
Yeah.
without it.
I know.
Crackers too. Like we'll
Yeah.
be serving it with crackers. We just didn't.
I'm not that cracker
Again,
guy.
we're not.
I'm not
ready to
that
put it
cracker
on the
That's
menu.
good. That's really
It
good.
is
I like
delicious.
that.
It is.
I'm
I can see
glad.
that hitting
I'll let-
well
uh,
on your menu. That is good, especially with the shrimp in it. I had to get a piece of shrimp. Did you?
Yeah, I did.
I did too. Yeah,
First scoop.
mine too.
I didn't even know it was shrimp in it, but
I did
got
it on
some.
purpose because I
That's
wanted
good.
to taste it with the
That's
shrimp.
good stuff.
It is, and you put a whole piece of shrimp. You didn't cut the shrimp up.
No, it's a good
Yeah,
size shrimp.
It is. They're good sized shrimp.
And we also have we got some lemonades if you guys want. There's just a couple of specialty lemonades that we carry
Let
in
me see one
house.
of those. That's my name on it. Look at that.
Joe's.
That's my
So-
name on it. Joe's. JoeT.com.
I'll take that strawberry. You can have that pink lemonade. All right. Cool.
He said,
Done
"Yeah,
deal.
cool."
Done deal.
Did I have a choice in this?
Nope. Not one bit.
Look at him.
Not one.
And so for us this year, we want to kind of put a few new items on the menu, just to kind of pique people's interest.
Yeah.
You know?
That's some really good stuff. All right. Like I said, I already know about the jerk chicken. I love it. And I remember the first time I had it, I was like, man, that is good. And I tried to make something at home. I made a coconut jerk chicken,
Okay.
similar to that, with not the whole piece of chicken in, but it's of course chopped up chicken breast, and it was really good. It's really good. I make sure it's really spicy because I love spicy.
And
food.
then we obviously offer a variety of po' boys. And then for people who don't know what a po' boy is, essentially just like a sub or a hoagie, right?
Yeah.
And we've got the traditional breaded shrimp. We do our bourbon beef, which is a slow roasted pot roast. That's very popular as well. We serve that also as an entree with steamed vegetables and rice. We do a muffaletta, and it's our take on the traditional muffaletta, which is actually on sort of a focaccia bread.
Yeah.
And so again, going back to, we couldn't get that bread up here like readily, so
Yeah.
we put it on a French baguette, and we call it the Michigan muffaletta, so that people are like, oh,
Smart.
it's not
I
like
like
a real
that.
muffaletta.
Right,
I
right.
like that.
Hey, well, this isn't like a real muffaletta.
I
No,
like
it's a
that.
Michigan
Yeah.
muffaletta.
Yeah, I
right?
like that.
So all the same ingredients, just instead of the focaccia bread, we've got a great baguette. Yeah.
So of all your food that you have here right now, which one's your favorite? No, that's here, not what's not on it's on your menu right
I'll
now.
tell you what my go-to
Yeah.
every time is jambalaya with red beans and rice, with red beans,
Yeah.
like a half and half.
Half and half.
Because I'm a beans and rice guy, and that's got everything. You know, it's got the chicken, sausage, and ham, and the jambalaya, right, with your seasoned rice, which is kind of like what I grew up with, like a Spanish rice,
Yeah.
similar, right, but different flavor profile. And then the creamy red beans with the smokiness and the spiciness, and then just kind of like dip from one into the other, mix them together,
Yeah.
swirl them together. Like for me, every time. And
Nice.
usually I'm on the go in the restaurant, back and forth, whatever. And so it's just easy to just like boom, boom. And I know that every time it's gonna hit as the kids say.
Kids
right?
say, yeah.
So what's your
It's
favorite thing on the
it's
menu?
different.
If you had to use a whole menu, still that
Seafood gumbo.
seafood go
Because that's what, for me, that's what like
makes you feel back at when you're back
right.
down
I said
there.
that it kind of inspired fired something different or some neurons in my
Yeah.
brain that were different than before, right? And
Makes you think back of your
I
trip.
think
and-
that's right.
It makes you think back to your trip when you were 19
Yeah,
and
that's
looking
right.
for that hotel room, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, I would say that those are probably my favorites.
You ever been to Nolans?
No, I haven't.
Not yet.
No, not yet.
I would say, yeah.
Not yet. Not yet.
Do we need to make a road trip?
So I'm gonna take a stop at every restaurant I possibly can.
So
I just want to get that experience of the
All right.
different foods they have.
We
down
can go to the
My-
restaurants, but we gotta listen to the music.
Oh yeah, that's the next thing.
Yeah.
That's the next
so
thing.
my recommendation for people is to go during like the French Quarter Fest
Mhm.
or what am I thinking of? The music festival.
Yeah.
Not necessarily.
Not
No, not Mardi Gras. Not
Mardi
Mardi
Gras.
Mardi Gras is a big party.
yeah,
It's just debauchery.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
The best example of debauchery could be
If you could think the worst of
That's
all
right.
the high school, college kids
kids.
and galore think it's still Girls Gone Wild type atmosphere, then you want to go.
And that's, yeah.
Yeah, if you want a big party, college party days, go on.
Too
on
old for that
Mardi
shit.
Gras.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Too old for that shit. My knees don't will give out.
if you want to punch some high school and college kid in the
Nah, I
face
don't wanna
because
do that.
they're getting in your face
I'm not trying to
drunk,
go to jail in New Orleans.
and no, if you're because how they
Nah.
are up here, 10 times worse down there.
Yeah.
So
I plan on it. I plan on it. It's one of my things to do.
I hate to say this, I guess because I'm getting old now. I want to go back down there because I was down there in my 20s.
During Mardi Gras.
During Mardi Gras, yes. During Mardi Gras, I did all the bead thing. I did all that. Now I want to go back and see the sights. I like to see now since
Yeah.
Katrina hit, because it was before Katrina hit when I went, and see the sights, see the graveyards, see everything that is now
Plantations and swamps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and the old and and
cemeteries.
yeah, everything that down there that is a landmark that survived. That's what I want to see.
Just the culture alone in
Yeah.
that city is probably
The
beautiful.
hospitality.
Yeah.
You know, by far. Like
It's
some
still
of
it's still
the most beautiful
phenomenal.
people down there. Yeah. The
They still
music
care.
scene, like
Yeah.
if you love music, I mean, you can walk around the corner and see like world-renowned musicians playing on a street corner.
It's like
Yeah.
Nashville. It's like
Yeah,
Nashville.
yeah.
I would love to go to Nashville still. I haven't been there yet myself. But I love to go to Nashville. Nashville's the same way where you can go walk down the streets and see all the bars, all the traditions, everything that is Nashville country music. I would love to go down to Nolens and visit the sites and see how they survived, how these people lived, and then seeing everything from that. It'd be an awesome feeling. Awesome sights, awesome feeling, and awesome. You could feel like when you get in that, and people, how you said, people treat you differently because they still respect and care for out of towners.
They really value people that come.
Yeah.
You treat
come
them
to
respect.
Louisiana.
You treat them with respect. They
That's
treat
right.
you back with respect you 10 times more.
I definitely need to visit that place. I like you said, the music. I want to check that out. The food. I want to do that, and a lot of other things. See some of the historical landmarks. Things.
The graveyard alone will probably put the back of my hair stick up, the feeling of my arms, everything of the true tradition of the Coliseums and the mausoleums and everything else that's there, and the heritage that goes beyond that. Knowing those survived and everything else, that'd be awesome. Awesome.
She keeps saying survived.
Yeah,
Are you talking about just after Katrina?
after everything they've been through, Katrina, fires, everything that's been hitting them hard with everything that's happened to them down there. Everything survived. I mean, the people, they didn't move. They didn't.
Yeah.
Town,
they definitely have that
after a while,
survivor
after
mentality.
something hits hard and the towns don't build back up from themselves,
Yeah.
they would never know until they stayed. People stayed and made that town still what it is.
They're resilient.
I was in
Yeah.
Houston after Katrina hit, and you know how everybody spread out and went to different states.
That's what I'm saying.
There's a lot of people from New Orleans, Louisiana that came to Houston because I met a guy from Louisiana, and just I don't know, just to know that people from everywhere in this country had to get it out of that place, then had to go back and rebuild what they had before or they lost in that sense. Is I know it tells a lot about human nature, how we can bounce back, especially in this country, can bounce back from disaster or whatever the case may be, a loss of a loved one. And just the human psyche is a beautiful thing to see. I'll tell you that much.
Never know, you might become a Saints fan.
No, I'm a Bears fan. Till I die, man. Till I die. That never changes. Never changes, man. I never waver.
You want to say who dat?
No, I would love to. No, that's another thing. I would love to see a Saints game in
There you go.
Superdome.
Make it
Yeah,
put on your bucket list. Bears Saints. right?
Bears
In-
Saints.
in
Yeah,
Superdome.
I would love to see that.
We could do that.
Love
Maybe
to see it.
maybe we'll be,
I
Maybe-
tried.
maybe we'll be bigger than we are now, and we can say, "Can we come down there for our podcast?"
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, there you go. That's the idea. There you go, Joe. Think outside the box again. There you
Oh, my square circle.
go. Yes.
So sorry, we get offhand sometimes.
That's
and
all right.
So with you, is there anything down there that you, when you visit, or all the places that you ever visit that had Cajun food that you could wish you could bring on the menu, but you know you can't because you can't make it?
Don't say can't make it.
Oh,
just
I
haven't
mean,
made it
no, I
yet.
mean, because
Oh,
you
here's
can't.
what it is.
No, because you
It's
really can't.
crawfish. I wish we could do crawfish.
You guys do a
whole-
seafood boil though.
No,
do
he does a
shrimp
tail,
Shrimp boil.
but he does
we
the
do.
tails on the.
But like, so we
you
can't
want
bring
whole crawfish.
we can't bring up live crawfish.
Oh,
In
dude.
Michigan, it's
Oh, you
considered an invasive species, so we can't possess it live in
Is that-
Michigan.
Really?
Yeah,
I never
that's-
knew why I
and-
could ever find a whole crawfish up here.
you can get them frozen.
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
just
but it's
the
not the
same,
same. It's
yeah.
not the same.
And so that's the one thing, like quintessential Louisiana is a good old crawfish boil.
Yeah.
Oh,
From
Getting-
day
getting-
one, people ask, and it just I called DNR and I said, hey, listen, here's the scoop. Like we're gonna bring them up, we're gonna make sure they're contained, we're gonna be nowhere near water, we're gonna boil them up, and people are gonna eat them. And they said, nope.
there's no place up here that
So-
sells live crawfish that like farm raises them.
So there's a couple of places that are starting to do it here, but it's like a different breed. Like this specific
Yeah, that,
Louisiana,
it's
like
yeah.
is a very aggressive species, and so it would get in the waterways and then just kind of multiply, right?
Huh.
And so they're trying to avoid that
Yeah,
specific
mapping.
species, and those are the good big
Oh,
eating
dude.
ones, right?
Yeah.
Like the-
You ever, you ever
although
crawfish?
you can
yeah.
get them in Indiana, so Indiana doesn't have that, so you can ship them to Indiana. And I've had a couple of people ship them, and we've cooked them for them. So we do also we do shrimp boils, so we do on-site shrimp boils for like parties,
Really?
and yeah,
That's good to know.
and we always get the request for the crawfish, and I said, we just
Can't
can't do it.
yeah.
It's just not. It's not worth the risk, I don't think.
I'll give you that. I give.
Although that would be great.
how-
That's,
how do
that's
you-
the one thing I would say if we could do like a crawfish boil.
Yeah, that'd be
how do you
awesome.
how do you eat a crawfish?
Just suck it.
There you go.
Pinch the tail.
Yep.
Why would you even ask me that
A
question?
lot of people don't know that. I'm serious.
You was like you was hoping I asked you the wrong way, didn't you?
No.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
I saw that look in your eye. He's always trying to test me, but
Yeah.
Because I don't know your
always
knowledge. I
fail.
like to know your knowledge.
Gotcha.
No. I like to know your knowledge of stuff.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so
Oh,
those
yeah.
are available. Like we book a
Oh,
lot
dude,
of
that'd be
those for. We'd love to. You guys should host like some sort of event.
Yeah, that'd be
sure,
cool as
bro.
hell. Yeah, I think we should look into
Like
that.
do like how about like a
Never thought of
listeners live event at a venue.
Yeah.
I never
You know, say
thought
like,
about
hey,
that.
all our guests who've been on or who've
Huh.
listened and follow us.
Yeah.
As a thank you, we're gonna throw this party or something like that,
That would be an
Wow.
awesome idea.
right?
You just gave me an idea.
And it's
Yeah.
live.
Yeah.
So now you're live.
Yeah.
we were live on our
People on
100th.
his-
We were live
Okay.
100th down at where he created the idea. Down
Down
at
in Nardo's.
it was Czars at the
Okay.
time. It was Nardo's
Yeah.
now. So Nardo let us come on because Nardo's. We love Nardo's and Nardo's Pizza out there. Yes, go there.
Oh yeah.
But we had our live 100th event and we had people come down. We interviewed them and everything else right under where he had the idea and went from there. So yeah, that'd be kind of cool for
They're bringing comedy back too, right? There or music?
No.
music time to time.
yeah,
Yes,
music
he's
time
still
to
gonna
time, yeah.
he's still gonna do more music
Nice.
down there. More, yeah.
I just did one for Thanksgiving,
Okay.
day before Thanksgiving. So
Um,
that was pretty good. I bartended down there that night, and he was his old self down there.
yeah, I was actually. I missed it. I didn't walk home though from there. Damn it.
You crawled?
Oh man, he was a mess. He was
I
a
was a
mess.
hot mess.
He
that
was a
day.
mess.
I had a great time. But with what all you do is this is what you saw yourself after 5 years, after pretty much it was 5 years after doing the Mexican,
Mhm.
where you're thinking, do you look back and thinking, I made the right decision?
Absolutely.
Good for you. Good for you.
So we opened 2018. The pandemic was January, February, March of 2020,
Yeah.
I believe.
Yeah.
And we had to make a decision whether we were just going to close up or we are going to try to like ride it through. And and a lot of people came in and said, we don't want to see you close. We got a lot of messages, a good response.
Nice.
We don't want you to go away.
Yeah.
Figure out a way to make it through this. And we followed all the protocols. We did all the, food in the trunk, no contact, online. Luckily, we had already the online ordering set up, right? We had a website set up, which is obviously very important. So we just kind of directed people, hey, you got to order online. Call us when you're outside. Open your trunk.
We'll you guys delivered it too?
Oh, just to like out the door. So
curbside service.
It was curbside service, yeah. And we were at the time it was like not even open your window, like we'll put it in your trunk is what we were doing, right?
Oh, that's smart.
I thought sorry, I never done the whole trunk thing. Sorry, I went to places where they let you still go into the place and walk out with what they had the whole screen, the whole screen type. I was thinking in my eyes, it was you opened up your own trunk, you got out of there,
no.
dude. I'm like, this is a fucking drug deal.
So they started relaxing. At first, we didn't know. They started relaxing it like it needs to be a shield. Then we'd open the doors and people could come in, and we had the face shield and all that. But when it first and when other places were deciding, hey, for the sake of safety,
they stayed open too.
We're gonna just close our doors, right?
Yeah.
We had to make that decision. And I had made the decision. I think like we're gonna close on Monday. I think I made it. And I told my employees. Or I proposed it to them, and they said, "Well, I don't want to sit at home and do nothing. Let's just keep going.
Yeah.
Let's just try to figure it out." And that's when we're like, okay, so the protocol is going to be like no contact whatsoever, no cash, nothing. Order online, and that's and then we made it through. I think it sort of helped us because we did see. Like that following like fall and winter, a huge spike in business. I think as other places closed and the conversation, as people kind of were in quarantine, right? The conversation turned to like what else is happening, and I think people's food repertoire started to kind of tire itself out. We popped up on people's radars, that as one of the places that was still open and serving, and I think we found we were able to find an audience that was looking for something different or businesses that were still operating, and then after that, I mean, after that things kind of just took off for us.
I one of my couple last questions I have that I can think of in my head right now. That was one, and then this is my other. Was that the name that you were thinking of that you wanted to name? Because were you going through other names that were out there that were? I like how you just smiled a little bit, like you just thought of one. Yeah,
there was a couple.
What was the other names that you were
like Gumbo Yayas?
Yeah.
Right.
That's clever.
I forgot there was one more. I forgot what it was called. But this one, I again goes back to, kind of thinking it through. It's got the name itself has to convey the concept.
Yeah.
Right. And so Nola, for those who know, is New Orleans, Louisiana, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then Roux, if you know food, Roux is a key component.
And gumbo and
right. And so I said Nola Roux kind of has a distinct sound to it. It has a good cadence to it, I guess, right? And it'll certainly convey what we are, right? Like if you, at least for me, and maybe I'm a little more familiar kind of with it, I figured that would kind of personify, right, what we were.
It's better name than Yayas.
Yeah, Gumbo Yayas. I was trying to combine Gumbo and Jambalaya, and I was like, maybe that.
I like the name better than that. I always like to have
everybody else did too. That's why I laughed, because everybody was like, nah.
I do like the name. So when you go out, and this is probably my last question, once you go out, without wearing a shirt, without wearing the hat and everything else that you
rarely.
I know, but when you do,
right.
when you do go out and you're out with your family, do people know who you are?
They see me and they're like, I know you from somewhere, but because I'm not wearing the hat and the
Yeah.
shirt, they can't pinpoint it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does that
That's-
make you feel a little bit better that they don't know who you are, or do you wish that they did?
That's a good question. Sometimes, because I eat at other restaurants. Sometimes I would rather them not know because it's like weird. I don't know. I feel weird.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, he's the guy from the other restaurant and he's eating here, or sometimes people are like, oh, you tired of Cajun food today, huh? Or something like that. Like I get
Yeah.
something like that,
Ask
right?
questions
Oh,
like
yeah.
yeah.
Or like, why is like, I was like, why? They're gonna be like, why doesn't he eat his own restaurant? Well, because I eat there every day.
Yeah. I'm always yeah.
The other thing I was gonna say this earlier when you asked like what was my favorite thing.
Yeah.
People always ask, do you get tired of eating your food?
I didn't think that.
And I tell them I don't get tired of it, but it's not always appetizing because you're around it all the time.
Yeah.
But I'm in the restaurant and I'm gonna be there all day. That's what I'm gonna eat. But as soon as I eat what I'm eating, I was like, oh man, this is so good. Like it's just like
It just reminds you how
right.
how
It's just
good
it
is.
doesn't for some reason because you're around it. It's like human nature, right? You want variety, and
Yeah.
so you want to taste something
Yeah.
different. But it's like, but as soon as you start eating, you're like, oh man, why didn't I just eat this? Like, why didn't it come top to mind? And it's just
See, me,
Whatever
I
it
would
is.
if I ate the same thing and I worked if I owned a restaurant, I would probably start combining things. Like,
oh, we do that.
I'll
all
do
the
yeah.
this,
time.
this,
Yeah.
and
Oh,
this
yeah.
together. Now I'll do this together. See if I can.
Experimenting
Yeah,
with different stuff.
I'll experiment every 364 days.
Absolutely.
Yeah. You may you never know. You might stumble on
We
something.
always come up with
You might
like
stumble
our
onto a new
seafood
idea.
Salad po' boy was one of those.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Kinda-
that's the thing. I would
we
come
added
across
our-
that.
So it's our in-house coleslaw. It's purple and green cabbage, carrots in there, our kicking sauce, so the spicy sauce over that, with shrimp and crawfish over on the baguette with some
Yeah.
fresh tomatoes. It's
Don't you guys? You
Fresh.
guys have your own hot sauce, don't you?
we do, yeah.
Yeah,
We've
yeah.
got a line of hot sauce. We've got jalapeno, habanero, ghost pepper. If you really like hot.
Yeah.
Traditional Cajun, and we have a peach hot sauce that we came up
Oh,
with
man.
as well.
He,
And it's a little on the sweeter side.
Yeah.
says jalapeno
Jalapeno.
very, very well. I
I
say
Try.
jalapeno. He says jalapeno. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
But yeah,
definitely.
that was the only question I really had to ask. I mean, it was. I always like to ask that question. What were your other names you're gonna name? We do that
Yeah.
to
We do that.
bands.
Do
It was-
that.
and it
We
was
do that
again,
to
it was like
everybody.
I looked around at other, like, again, you try to figure out kind of what would fit. And once I came up with it, I was just kind of like, it felt like
It was
right,
like that's the
yeah.
one. That's the one I want. All right.
Yep.
All right, you guys. It's top of the hour. We do on our top of the hour. No, not top of the hour, but we call it last
Wow.
call.
Last
Okay.
call.
You give a shout out to whoever, any upcoming events. Put it out there for everybody to know about.
Absolutely, one big one.
So yeah, let's go ahead and do your shout outs to your people, whoever you want, to your wife.
Well, obviously, this wouldn't be possible without Marissa, my wife, and my family. So, huge debt or gratitude to her for allowing me to pursue this crazy idea. To Bruce Bartz, who without him this wouldn't be possible either. For him having dedicated his time and expertise to help put this together. To all my former employees, thank you. I appreciate you guys for all your hard work, for helping this to continue. For all our venue partners who support us and invite us back every summer to be a part of their customers and their experience. And then to all our loyal customers who visit us on a weekly, monthly, daily basis. We've got a lot of fine folks who visit our establishment, and we're very grateful, and the community more than anything.
Joe, go ahead.
Where do you want to go with it? All right,
If I got it, can I get one more
Yeah,
minute?
you
Go
can get
ahead,
one
go
more.
ahead.
Thank
So
God.
coming up, Mardi Gras coming up. So if everybody is familiar or not familiar, it's just a big celebration leading up to Fat Tuesday. It officially starts tomorrow, which is the 12th night, which is the eve of Epiphany. And so we're going to start our celebrations here pretty soon. We'll have giveaways. We'll have great daily and weekly specials. We're waiting for the king cake. It's a little bit delayed, so we'll have that back on the menu. So just kind of look forward to celebrating with us this Mardi Gras season.
I celebrate
Let
Mardi
the good
Gras.
times roll.
I celebrate
Yeah.
Mardi Gras and on Fat Tuesday, where
Oh,
I go
yeah.
into Lent. Yeah, yeah.
They cleanse your body from all
All my toxins.
Yeah, that's essentially that's what it is. You know,
Yeah.
it's the
Yeah.
the last hurrah.
the
So
last hoorah.
a lot of people think it's just a one day, but it's
No,
a whole
it's-
celebration.
it's a
the
whole
start of
celebration.
carnival season and all that.
I celebrate everything, and I end on Lent, and that Wednesday I usually do 40 days of soberness.
Oh, good.
Yeah. So, but for you, once again, thank you for coming out. Thank you for
Thank you
bringing
for the
lovely
invitation.
food for us and to see people. Food he brings stuff. So I don't ask for anything. My Contran want me to ask for a couple things, so I did, and he brought more than he brought. So thank you for that. My thing for you is you went from a corporate business point where you're selling something every damn day. You had a belief in your heart. You jumped into it. You did it. Congrats. You succeeded.
Thank
Then on top of it, the best part of it is your story alone, phenomenal. But the heartache, what you were gonna go through was the pandemic. The pandemic, you didn't stop. You succeeded. I think anybody that did the pandemic and survived through that, there's nothing stopping you now. You had your stopping where, oh my God, what am I gonna do? You made through that. Your wife made it through that with you. She was supporting you, and nothing's gonna stop you now from here out. You're gonna be your own person and your own thing, and you have it going great now, even more after that, because people wanted you to keep doing it. Props to you.
Thank you.
You're nothing stopping you. Like I said, you keep on doing you, and you keep rocking it out.
Well, thanks. Appreciate.
Thank you for coming on. First of all, we appreciate you taking time out of your day. Well, this is probably after the fact, but thank you for the food and giving us that great backstory on how you started out in the corporate world and made your own business happen. I know you had plenty of experience in running restaurants and all that, and you showed how it's done. You had a game plan. You went in, you got the spot that you wanted,
yeah.
and you took over that and made the best. Is this the only Cajun restaurant in the area?
Yes.
I think it.
Well, we've got a second location in Waterville Elite, so it's not.
Well, son of a gun.
But this is
But
But
as
yes,
far
but
as
this is the only
as
owns
the-
that one.
yeah,
as the brand. Yeah.
but
okay.
as a brand in the area, yes.
yeah, the only one.
Yeah.
I sometimes want to say we're the #1 Cajun restaurant in Southwest Michigan.
You can though.
You can.
I know,
You are the
because they're
only
all
You got the
right.
cornerstone to it. You got,
But,
yeah, but great way of bringing something to the area that we didn't have before. Because we kind of did, but it's gone, and you came back in and reinforced that. Thanks for the story, man. Thanks, like I said,
No,
thanks for
thanks
dropping
for-
by and bringing this
for
great
inviting me.
food. I can't wait to get home and taste it. I know it's gonna be
You're
great.
welcome.
Stop taking all the glory.
Oh, okay.
Get off my time.
You must be thanked for inviting me. I guess.
Yeah, no problem. All right, guys.
Thanks, Joe.
For those that are watching, like I said, watching on YouTube, please like, subscribe, hit that bell notification button for more content that we put out every Monday and Wednesday night at 8 p.m. This is the Third Eye Truth Theorem, episode 143. Joe, tell them who's coming on tomorrow.
We have Wednesday.
Oh, Wednesday, next episode.
We have Red coming back.
Jeremy Woolver.
Yep. Jeremy's coming
He's
back.
bringing back some wild stories from
His year of doing construction derby and his new line of stuff.
He's broadened his horizon
Yeah.
as far as
Yeah, like he told me, he went from a man that just loved wrecking shit to going into making it a job.
yeah, he's gonna give us some more stories from the last time he was here.
And
All right.
you might see us behind one of the wheels.
Oh, that's gonna be crazy. All right, guys, we're gonna get out of here, but we want to thank Pedro Villa Senor
Thank you. Yes.
for coming on the show.
I
Let me
like
get
the last name.
don't forget. Hold on, wait. Gotta get him this.
There you
There we
Yeah,
go.
thank you for coming out. Yeah.
There we go.
Go,
All right, guys, we're gonna get out of here. But on that note, we love you guys for joining us. Thanks so much, and we'll see you Wednesday. We're gone.